you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Damn, Perk did this?
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I'm glad that y'all are tuned in to Kings and Dreams. Back live with another one. I got two special guests. We are definitely going to be talking about how to not simp overseas. Really shouldn't be simping anywhere, but we're going to talk about it from a travel perspective. And again, I'm definitely glad that you all are tuned in with me. So all make sure that you do like the video, share the video. Let me get some music here and let me know if the music is too loud, guys. Got some new music, man. So trying out some new music. Shout out to my man Larry, man. Larry Styles. So I'm gonna post a link because he does a lot of instrumentals. So definitely want you all to check him out. But before we do get started on the conversation, I'm just waiting for my guest to come through. What? Tim Howard says this is going to be legendary. Already know. Shout out to you, Tim Howard. All of y'all, make sure that you hit the like and notification bell and share this content to as many people. Let me know if the music is too loud, guys. Stan is in the building. Says Sak Pase, Sak Pase, Nabule. Chap Papa is in the building. All right, what is going on? What is going on? Okay, turn down the music. All right, I will. Hold on, let me turn down the music a little bit, guys. All right, let me know if this is good. Shout out to Chapapa TV in the building. Tip Network is here. He says we are in here for sure, for sure. Law Dog, great thumbnail here for Andre and Andrea, my Colombian crew. All right. Speak Spanish Now is in the building. What's up, brother? How you doing? Garden Science says Kings and Dreams. Okay, turn down the music. Okay, so a little more. Hold on. Let me turn it down just a little bit more. All right, guys. Let me know if this is good right here. Black Baja Tours. What's up, brother? What's up, brother, man? How you doing, man? How are you doing? Man, I hope everyone is doing well. Man, my Lakers are getting killed right now, but it's all good, man. We definitely are going to have a great conversation. Can't wait for this one to get started. Hold on. I'm just waiting for a few more people to pop up in here. Your sound has been good. Okay. Was it low? Was it too low? Okay. Says it sounds perfect now. Okay, cool. All right, so you all see the title, you see the thumbnail, and a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but there's a good portion of you guys that get caught up overseas. Some of you guys not really used to traveling that much, or you guys travel, but you guys get so enamored with the beauty, and you guys get so enamored with how I would say how things can look easier in a sense, right? And so we're gonna definitely break this down with one of my guests, Andre Love, Crossing Borders TV. What's up, brother? How we doing, man?
What's up, Jay? Doing great, man. Doing great. I can't complain at all.
Yeah, man. Thank you for the shout on the audio, on the music.
Oh yeah. I usually keep mine on StreamYard. I usually keep between 12, 13. That's usually where I kind of keep it. Because you know when you're doing a broadcast, you can't hear it like everybody else hears it.
Right. So let me. All right. Now I brought it down to 24. How about now?
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think I had it at like 30 something. So that's way too high.
so now you know in the future. You know what to set that for yourself in the future.
Right. Absolutely,
it still sounds clear, but then you sound really good yourself.
Right. Absolutely, man. All right, so let's get into the topic of the topic for tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you, as a man living abroad, and you got brothers that's flying into Cali to come visit, and you pick them up from the airport and things like that, and then also you do consultations. So I'm sure that you've seen and heard your share of. I don't want to say inadequacies. I think that's a bit too harsh, but some rookie and some sophomore mistakes. How about that?
Yeah, some challenges that many of us have had. Yeah,
right. Exactly.
I've seen them.
Right. Yeah. So for me, I want to talk about 5 things to help guys to stop being a simp. And I don't necessarily want to go in any particular order, but I think one of the first things that should, at least for me, that should be addressed for all guys, all ages, all ethnicities, is we have to learn that we aren't in Kansas anymore. We aren't in the States anymore. So we have to establish that. I think that's the first thing that we need to establish. And so with the mindset that we have living in the United States, we have to know, like, the laws are different, the cultures are different, the people are different, the food tastes different. Shoot, even the water tastes different. So we got to realize that everything is different. And I think that a lot of us, I don't want to say a lot of us, but a good portion of us don't take heed to that fact. What say you, Dre?
I actually say, in all sincerity, 100%, I agree. One of the mistakes that many of us make when we first go to new countries, man, coming from the States, we bring so much of our American mindset with us, and we forget that we're in a whole new country with whole new laws. And I'm, even after living here 6 years in Colombia, I'm still learning to, Andre, this is not the States, so you got to be a little bit more patient in one area, or you have to be more cooperative in other areas. So it's a learning curve, I think, that we all have to go through. But if you're not willing to acknowledge that this is taking place, you will begin to simp immediately. Right. And I've seen guys come in as rookies and go back home as rookies because they didn't take the time out to realize this is not the States. This is Thailand. This is Brazil, or maybe this is Sweden or Finland or Spain. They have to realize that it is not what you think it is or what you assume it is just because you're from the United States. I'll give you a perfect example. When you get off that plane, when you first get off the plane, especially in Colombia, many Americans still have the misconception that people in other countries look at America with awe. Oh, wow, you're from America. There's a lot of countries that could care less about the fact that you're coming from America. They kind of like happy about it, like getting to know you. But as far as that looking at you with reverence, a lot of countries no longer look at United States citizens outside the United States with all that reverence that you may assume that you might have, or that to impress the ladies, if you will. It's not there. But sometimes, as a rookie, you still getting off the plane thinking because you're American, people going to bow down to you like you Prince Charles, King Charles or something. But that's not going to happen.
Right. I completely agree. This aura, right? Like, oh, these guys are from the United States. It's no longer there. And sure, like, they'll be happy to meet an American as long as you're being respectful and things of that sort. But that glow, you know that movie. What was that movie? The Kung Fu movie. You know what I'm talking about? Back in the 70s, when he had the glow.
I know which one you're talking about. I forget the title.
Very good as Last Dragon, right? Yeah. When you get off the plane and you think like you have this glow about you. Nah, it's like, you know what? I see you over there. You cool, but it's not that serious. And
no.
And I know that. And I know that certain places in Medellin, they're not necessarily too fond of some of the foreigners. So I know that for a fact as well.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Very, very true. And so so another one of the things that I wanted to mention before we go in, before I go into my top 5, I would say that, as you said, when we get off the plane, we have to realize that there's this learning curve. And if you're not willing to understand that there is a learning curve, then I think that there are some people who should not travel, whether you are a man or a woman. You have to realize that there is a learning curve. And you have to be willing to understand and willing to adhere to these certain laws. Now, what I want to do, the first thing I want to mention is leading with your wallet. A lot of guys that will travel lead with their wallets. And then, yes, of course, you look at the currency, whether you go into somewhere in South America, somewhere in Southeast Asia, parts of Africa. I would say it's more comparable in Western Europe, and then also New Zealand, Australia. But most places, the US dollar is still fairly strong. So you don't necessarily have to put out all this money and buy all of these extravagant things, especially if you're trying to court a woman, right? Like, if you're trying to court a woman and you're trying to take her to a 4 or 5 star restaurant, and this woman lives in like a strata 1 or 2. She's never been. She's never even been to a 3-star restaurant, a 2-star restaurant. So why are you betting against yourself?
One of the reasons why, and that goes back to a lot of guys. Let's be honest. We've been programmed to think like this. In the United States, you take a woman out to dinner, and depending on how nice the dinner is and how nice of a good time that she had and you had, you're able to get back and seal the deal, whether it be that first night or even the second night on the second date. So we come with a lot, once again, as we were talking earlier about making assumptions as Americans, we come to a lot of countries assuming that it's cookie cutter. I start with my money, just like in the States. I spend my money, just like in the States. I have a good time, just like in the States. Rinse and repeat, just like in the States. So we make the assumption that, well, every country is like that because every country has women, and women like stability and women like finances. So that's how you do it. But that's not necessarily true for every country. There are women that want to be with you over ice cream. As we all will know, people in South America, for one reason or another, love ice cream. And you can take a female on an ice cream or coffee date, and she'd be just as happy as if you took her to a 3-star or 5-star restaurant. There are other women that say, let's go to a restaurant. And they'll take you to a nice little restaurant in the area that they know with some really good home cooking. And so for us to sit back and come on vacation, understand you want to splurge, you saved up all year, and you want to just spend some money and go to some of the best spots because you just went to regular spots at home in the States. You don't want to go to regular spots. I feel you're coming from. But don't think because you don't want to go to regular spots as far as hanging out or going to dinner, that woman in that other country cares if you take her to a 1-star, a 2-star, or even a 5-star restaurant. She could care less if she's into you. A lot of guys have yet to come to that reality, even though they've come to these countries 4 or 5 times. They just do not realize that they don't have the ability to be able to. You said my mic is low?
Yeah, your mic is a bit low, but I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you a quick question, right? So you said that we were programmed like that, and I think that like we're like kind of betting against ourselves because if we shoot to the top, we go to the 5-star restaurant. There's no way to elevate and go up, right? Now, if we do like the ice cream date, coffee date, tea date, or what have you, then we could build off that. But if we're just shooting straight to the top, there's nowhere else to go.
That's true. Here's what I'm going to do, Jay. I'm going to step out for a second, and then I'm going to come right back into the live stream, see if that helps my mic.
All right, no worries, man. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we do this live, people. So sometimes there's going to be some audio issues. Shout out to my man Zoom, to Thailand, Richie Max says salute, Kings, Coach Dre, and the panel. Thank you so much for the super chat. Make sure that you guys check out Zoom to Thailand, almost at 100K on his channel. Then also Zoom to Thailand live. I think you might be at 10K. I'm not sure. That's my bad, Zoom. But definitely make sure that y'all check out both of his channels. And I know Zoom to Thailand is almost at 100K. You right there. So salute to you. Mama, there goes that man again. Andre, you funny, man. Let's see. Yes, make sure that you do subscribe to Andre and Andrea's Love Crossing Borders channel. That is the link. Make sure that you guys check them out. Yes, Barry Gordon's The Last Dragon. That's right. Yeah, where he had the glow. And what Andre was saying, like they're not checking for us like that anymore. We used to have the glow. And you're from the United States. You're from the United States. Like it's not like that anymore. Like they're cool, but it's not as deep. It's not that deep anymore, right? They don't get caught up in the allure. Okay. I'll walk with you on the journey, hermano. I think you guys talking to each other. Okay. Shout out to George Jefferson for the $1 super sticker. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate y'all for being here. Make sure that you do like and subscribe to Kings and Dreams. Definitely make sure that you are following me on Instagram and also on TikTok, Kings and Dreams on all platforms. All right, Dre is
all
back.
Right. Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. We cook it with fish grease now.
There we go. Much better.
Yeah. So the last thing that we were talking about, I was mentioning that where you had said that like we were programmed to kind of get these fancy things and things of that sort, right? Then what I was saying is, so if a guy's courting a woman and he's bringing her to like a 4 or 5-star restaurant, isn't that kind of indirectly a defeatist mentality because you're not able to kind of build up? So you're just shooting for the top when ice cream, coffee, tea, that should be a reasonable first date, as opposed to the first date you're just going to these 4 or 5 star restaurants. What say you?
I agree with you. It's just that it's not the norm in the States. Like I said, when you first go on your first trip to certain locations, to Brazil, to Ecuador, to Mexico, Cancun, Playa, different locations around Mexico, when you first come to Colombia, you don't know. And anybody that pretends like they do know, even after consultations, you still have a learning curve that you have to experience. And a part of that learning curve is when you're dating and relating to the opposite sex in these new countries, because you swear you know everything. Some of you dudes think you're 40 or you're in your 50s or you're even in your 60s. If you're going to a country for the first time, there is a learning curve to the all women in all parts of the world are not the same. And so what we end up doing is, I know what the blurry. But what we end up doing is we end up making the mistake of assuming that the amount that we had to spend in the States on a date is the same amount that we had to spend on women in other countries on the first or second dates. And that is not true. A lot of countries really the women just want to spend some time with you, getting to know you first before you go on this expensive date. I think I'm gonna have to change my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no worries. I completely understand what you're saying, right? So what you're saying essentially is that we're just wired that way, right? So we're wired to where we have to compete and really just basically pay the price of what will be comparable in the United States. I understand that. What I will say, and while Dre's fixing his Wi-Fi, hold on. The key maker says turn the background music off. Nah, it seems like everybody liked the background music. Jaman says, "What's up, peeps? What's up, everyone?" Jay Fleming is in the building. All right. So while Dre's getting that fixed, I'm gonna continue going down the path of leading with your wallet, right? And I think that a lot of you guys end up falling for, trying to overtly impress a woman, whether it be going out on a date, whether that be just like buying her stuff. I think that we lean too much, and also we spend too much. So now, when traveling abroad, you should have a certain budget in mind, and I think that that's important, to make sure that you do have some sort of budget in mind, and get a consultation. Consultations will help save you money. And it's like, oh man, I gotta pay this X amount for this consultation and things like that. But if you go over there green, you're gonna spend green. You understand? So that's the thing. If you don't know where you're going or how to move around, you're gonna spend a lot more. Perfect example. Content creator hit me up last week. That there was a group of 20 guys flew out from the Bay Area to Medellin. So they flew to Bogota first. So while in Bogota, they didn't know which gate to go to Medellin, and so the guy walked them over to the gate, and so the guy asked for a tip. Now, what they didn't realize was that the guy had put, I believe it was 250 pesos, which is about $55 US. So they ended up paying this guy $55 US just to walk them to the gate. So the guy calls me and says, "Hey, KD, you got to help these guys out, because but these guys are going to spend over half their money, and they're not even in Medellin yet. So I help these guys out. Get rides from the airport. Their Airbnb was in Parquellas, but I told them, I said, stay away from Parquellas at night. Only go there during the day. Found them some restaurants. I found them everything that they needed. But what I'm just saying is that when you try to cut corners, you will put yourself in a more precarious situation in a bad way than as opposed to a good way. So pay that price, pay that consultation. Whether you're talking to me, whether you're talking to Andre, whether you're talking to Zoom to Thailand, the Tailor Made Dreams, pay the money for the consultation, because we've all been there. Tailor Made, Dre, and Zoom, they're all boots on the ground. So you want to pay that money for that information.
And I've had guys that were also fluent in Spanish do consultations, because just because you might be fluent in that language doesn't mean that you're fluent in their currency. It doesn't mean that you're fluent in the location. Doesn't mean that you're fluent in the restaurants and the clubs and where you need to go. So even though you're fluent in Spanish, doing the consultation still saves you time to ask, to decide on. So you can ask somebody that lives in Medellin, where's the best clubs for this and that and that and this? Well, they're going to tell you from a Colombian perspective, where's the best clubs. To whereas during the consultation, we can tell you from a vacationer's or a tourist perspective, hey, I know what you're looking for. I'm American too. These are the hot spots that you're trying to get to. So even if you're fluent in that language, doesn't mean that you're fluent in that currency. The reason why I said that is a person that's fluent in Spanish could have gave up that $55 just as easily as those guys did, because you aren't fluent in currency in that country quite yet. Right. So don't make the mistake of assume that or lean on, I know Spanish. I could come to Colombia and I'm good. All right, come on through. I done seen a lot of Colombian dudes or a lot of foreign dudes that's fluent in Spanish get got.
Yep. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know what I mean? Because you may be fluent in the language, and I'll even take it a step further, but you need to be fluent to the finesse, because every country has their own nuances and even different parts of the country, right? Like in Cali's a little bit different. Like there's some parts of Medellin, I call myself a Medellin, but you can't get finessed in Medellin if you are not moving properly. True. You can get finessed properly. You can get finessed proper, man. So you got to make sure that you're doing these consultations, and you don't want to put yourself out there as a papaya. And speaking of papaya, another thing, what some of you guys do, how you dress.
Yes,
man, how you dress. So now in Medellin, right? You're not really supposed to be wearing shorts unless you go into the gym.
Same thing, Cali.
That's another way how you put yourself out there. Also, jewelry. If you're going to wear like a gold chain or something like that, have it tucked in. You have it out, you're putting yourself out there, and it's a big sign saying rob me. That's basically what you're saying.
Please, with a capital P, right. Please rob me.
Right, exactly. You have to know where you're at. You have to know where you're at. Now, there's times where I've gone out and in Medellin, and I've worn some really nice things, but I have a lot of the locals around me, so they're surrounding me. Now, I'm not recommending anyone do that, but what I'm saying is that I was comfortable enough to do that because I've been there so much. And where we were going, I pretty much knew at least a good 40 or 50% of the people in that venue. So once I cultivated those sorry, go ahead, Dre.
Right, you're right. Once you get relationships with the locals and you're going out with locals, they can look out for you a lot more than if you're going out there and it's just you and your boys. It could be 80 you and your boys, and you can still get got.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if you get caught slipping all the time, and I've seen it, dude. I've watched enough videos on Instagram. Man, these dudes can ride motorcycles like cats can walk. I mean, it is so quiet, so subtle. You don't even notice that the bike is literally behind you. And by the time you notice that front tire, that's because that tire is about to take off with your chain in hand. So don't assume, especially when you're in countries such as Colombia, Brazil, Thailand, where it's not necessary. Like I always say, you will not get any more coochie with the chain than a dude without a chain. I don't see what it is. Your LeBron 12s are not going to get you any more coochie than a dude with a pair of Converse on. It will not happen, especially in Colombia. A, they don't know what those shoes are. B, even if they saw them, they don't know if they're real or fake that you got on your feet. C, like I said, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So when you guys come down here, you can dress at ease and comfortable and still pull the ladies, because here in Colombia, if they're interested in you, you're gonna know. And it's not because of what you're wearing. But once again, going back to what you started off with, Jay, when we were talking about coming down here and not being able to let go of that American mindset. You think what we had to do in the States is the same thing we have to do in other countries, and you don't. I mean, just think about the guys in the Middle East, some of the richest people in the world, and they dress very, very humble for the most part.
Yes, you're absolutely right. They dress very humble, conservative, and they're sitting on billions of dollars. Not millions, billions with a B. Billions of dollars. No, you're absolutely right. And also I would add a D to what you mentioned about the LeBron's 12s. So Latin America, that's Adidas country. So they don't really care about Jordans.
No.
Yeah, so they don't really care about Jordans like that. You know, so that's Adidas country. But as you mentioned, so you could have on a pair of Chuck Taylors. You could have on a pair of shoes that you got from Walmart or Target. As long as your outfit is clean, you look clean, and you look presentable, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes the girl who you're interested in feel a little bit more comfortable too. Why is that? Because she knows if you get robbed, guess who else getting robbed standing next to you? Her. They gonna take her earrings. They gonna snatch her purse. They gonna go for her cell phone just because you were walking with her with a gold chain on, trying to flex, and trying to be American. And look at me. That's not called for. Why mess up your vacation? Why mess up your night of intimacy? Y'all both walking back to your Airbnb anyway. You about to have a great time. She's been drinking, you've been drinking, y'all laughing, and all the shimmering in the midnight lights, moonlight, is your gold chain. And like I said, I've seen it, Kings, I've seen it so many times down here in Cali. These dudes drive motorcycles. When they're about to get somebody, they drive motorcycles like a cat walking across grass. Yeah. It's just so quiet. And you sit back, and next thing you know, the phone is gone. The gold is gone. Everything is gone. I mean, in seconds, dude, you didn't hear that motorcycle? But they know how to make their motorcycles so quiet. Right. So when these dudes sit back and they're putting these women in dangerous positions because they put themselves in a dangerous position, that's sad as well. And Will says, speak Spanish. What you gonna do when the dude pull up on you with that quiet bike, snatch? What you gonna when he fly off? You gonna start yelling in Spanish? Because he ain't coming back because you know Spanish. Your chain is gone. It's 5 blocks down the street. By the time you get done, by the time you say the same first syllable in Espanol, your chain is right down the street. Your phone is gone.
Right.
So all you can do is just literally. Sometimes we let. I love the fact that we know Spanish, but in certain situations you can know French, Spanish, English. It doesn't matter because the person got the jump on you.
Yep.
And if they got that jump, all they need is that split second. Next thing you know, your stuff gone, her stuff gone, and the most that let's put it like this: I've seen Colombians that are fluent in Spanish get robbed. So speaking Spanish ain't help nobody when somebody got the jump on you.
Right. No, you absolutely right.
All you can do is just come off that ring, come off that watch, come off that. You what?
Yep.
So at the end of the day, you have to watch out for yourself no matter what country that you're in. Even if you're zooming to Thailand, like Richie Mack, you still got to watch your back because even though crime is subtle, there are crimes that take place that a lot of people don't talk about that I discovered about Thailand. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So there's so they have their own version of that scopolamine actually. But I haven't done enough digging, and I'm sure that you probably have, because I see you ready to say something.
No. I was actually thinking about, some of these brothers going across to Thailand or Singapore or just Southeast Asia in general, and we think about some of the regular, petty crimes that are out there, but a lot of people don't consider that they are in the region, especially in Thailand. And shout out to guys in Thailand. You can research this all you want. Thailand is one of the number one countries for what's called, and I want to make sure I get it right because I don't want to say something that's uninformed. Number one in the world for it's like offshore. I want to. It's offshore slavery. They literally they kidnap dudes that's between the age of 15 to 30 years old. Whether you're a local or whether you're a foreigner, whether you're black or white, they kidnap these people and put them on boats to be fishermen. These are people that have been on some of these people have been on the ships for 2 years. One guy said, I was kidnapped and I was on the ship for 10 years.
What?
Dude, look it up. And an organization literally helped him and others escaped. He said there were times where they had me at the bottom of the boat. I'm resting because I've been working all day long. He said, I'm thinking I'll never see land again. He said they have people that when they bring the fish in to the marketplaces, they have guards to keep us chained on the ship and make sure we never see land. He said, I haven't seen land in 10 years. He said, I have to watch out for my life right now to this day. And he lives in what's called a safe house in Thailand. Kid you not, man, this is a major thing that takes place in Thailand. Kidnapping of teens to 30-year-olds and never see them. He said, man, he said one time I was sleeping right next to like 4 or 5 dead bodies because a lot of times they throw the bodies over the ship. He said, and a lot of times they just cut the bodies up to feed, to sharks that they're catching and other animals that they're catching. He said, so sometimes he said, it says nothing for you to sit back and you wake up the next morning and the person that you went to sleep next to talking, that person is passed on. He said, and I was going through this for 10 years. And another guy they interviewed, he kind of confirmed, from at another safe house, they confirmed that as well. What's my point in saying that? It's not to tear Thailand down, not to tear Colombia down and what happens over here. What I'm saying is there is no perfect country. So no matter where you go, guys, there is no Shangri-La. Make sure you watch your backs, because just because petty crimes that happen here in Colombia or serious crimes that may happen in the States, such as mass deletions, you may go to certain parts of Singapore, Thailand, and other parts and be naive at 23, 24, 25, and you wake up on somebody's ship for 2 years. And you can look that up, guys. I kid you not, man. It's been going on for years. And all these dudes do is work for 20 hours a day, sleep very, very rarely, and they force them to catch the fish. All the millions of pounds of fish that are caught off the shore, many of the boats have offshore slavery. And I had never heard of it. I had to look it up myself. And it was so sad, brother. The dude said, I hadn't been on land for 10 years. Just imagine me doing 10 years of incarceration in the feds and doing 10 years of incarceration on a boat.
Yeah. Now, is there now are they catching them in like certain areas? Or
I don't know. You know what? The guy didn't go into much, even though they interviewed him and the other guys for like 15, 20 minutes. Like I said, they're in safe houses. So
right.
the questions, I couldn't ask the questions that I would have wanted to know. But he basically just was telling his story. Then the next guy in another safe house told his story, and it was just hundreds upon hundreds of hundreds. And they just went to the guys that own the fish market and start asking them, like, hey, we're hearing that this is that they're going. And the guys at the fish market who own the boats and own the markets were saying, no, that's not going on. That's not true. And da. And so they start following the dude that was doing the documentary. Mm-hmm. The police in Thailand start following them around because they didn't want these stories to get out. Yeah. That this has been going on. You like, what?
Oh man.
So my point is that, like I said, I don't want to go off into a tangent about Thailand and make it seem like I'm coming at Thailand. What I'm saying is that no matter where we go in the world, guys, make sure that you don't let your guard down. Make sure you're careful. Don't get papaya in any country, and just enjoy your trip, enjoy your journey. But that wearing gold everywhere, trying to floss, wearing chains everywhere, trying to be those dudes that I wear what I want to wear. Okay, well, you go ahead, enjoy your Versace and enjoy your fly tennis shoes. But I promise you, you ain't getting no more coochie than the next man. Especially if it's pay for play. A chick that's doing pay for play is not sitting back looking at this local dude with beat up shoes, with money in his pocket to give her any different than she's looking at you when you get off the plane and you got these fly shoes on and the new Jordans, that Jordan 55, doesn't matter to her. All she cares about is who got money in their pocket. If it's the broke local with toe up shoes or knockoffs, or if it's you getting off the plane with your Gucci belt and your Gucci shoes on. These women don't care nothing about all that. As long as you're coming out that green when it comes to the pay for play women. And even local women only care about the main thing is, are you well groomed? Are you clean? Mm-hmm. Some of you dudes, I'm gonna say something, bust some of y'all heads. Some of you dudes come to these countries and you got the flyest outfits. So I give you got the latest this and the latest that on. You got the Gucci shirt and the Gucci jacket. You got, looking good. I got you. But your diet is so bad. I'm going to say something that ain't nobody told y'all yet. Y'all diet is so bad, the cologne ain't working. That pork that's coming through your pores is so bad. That bad food, that fast food that you eating is coming through your pores so bad that some of y'all, if you don't get with pay for play, you would never have sex in Colombia. If you didn't have pay for play, you stink so bad. Even though your outfit is fly, you never get a woman unless you come out your wallet. Well, I ain't got to get paid for play. Well, I bet you your stinky butt got to pay for some money when you dating that chick. You better believe that. Some of y'all don't realize just because your outfit is fly, just because it's pressed and it's white and it's brand new, just because your shoes are fly, if you aren't taking care of your body and your health, you are giving off smells that you are numb to in the States, and people in the States are numb to, because most people are, according to surveys, United States is 70% obesity anyway. So most of us in the States can't smell the scent of fast food that's coming through your pores. Most of us in the States who eat too much chicken, unhealthy chickens. Most of us eating mad cow. Most of us eating as much swine as we can. You can't smell it coming through your pores. And you think you coming down here with Baccarat 540, and you think of that I got my cologne game going, like Dre said, and like Kings of Dreams and like Fresh said, I'm fly. Dude, some of you dudes reek. You stink through clean clothes. What's my point in saying that? Colombia and most of South America don't care about the brand as much as they care about your grooming. I want to say this again. Some of y'all, because of the food that you eat, your breath stinks, even though your cologne game is tight, even though you got the brand new outfit on. Your breath is funky, no matter what breath mints you taking. You got to start thinking about what the women want and not what you want. Just like King said, if this country is not a country where you wear shorts outside the beach, don't be wearing shorts and then get mad at Colombian women because they ain't want to holler at you because you wearing shorts all the time. Now, if you're in Cartagena or in parts of Cali or you're in Barranquilla where it is beach areas, cool. But if you're a person that if you know that if you're in Medellin and the female looking at you like, why you got sandals on? We don't wear sandals in public like that. Why you got chunglers on, in other words? And if they don't wear that, you got, just like Kevin Sam used to always say, you got to give to the market what the market is requesting. And if the ladies are requesting well-groomed men, doesn't matter what you're wearing. It could be a white tee. Is it white? Is it ironed? Are your jeans clean? Like I said, what about your pores and your intestines? Are you spewing off a scent that you don't notice anymore? You've been smelling like that for like 15 years and you getting bigger and bigger. You don't notice it because you in the States, because don't know everybody else smells like this. So you think some cologne can no, some of y'all dudes come down here, y'all reeking. And I can tell, because when I pick some of y'all dudes up from the airport, I crack the windows. I crack the windows because some of y'all dudes is not your outfit. It's not your shoes. It's because of what you are eating. You are reeking, whether it be your breath, whether it be your skin. It's coming through your pores, bruh. And I don't know if anybody telling y'all that. I'm your big brother. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Some of y'all some stinky motherfuckers.
God damn. Well, let me add on my 2 cents to that. Also, for guys being smelly, you guys need to also groom yourselves because some of you guys don't bring clippers, you don't bring a razor, and it's like you guys just have your hair all out. Trim yourself, man. Like all you got to do is just get one of those wireless clippers, shape it up. Just shape it up, man. You don't have to be a professional in order to line it up. You just want to make sure that you look presentable, man. You got to make sure that you guys look presentable.
And Colombian women, especially women in South America, they notice the little things. Did he groom that? They're looking at that one nose hair that's sticking on, that's curling. They notice that. You may not notice it as much. It might tickle your nose, but you just, my nose just itching. No, that Colombian female, remember, the average Colombian female is 5'5". The average American dude is like, 5'9", 5'10". So she looking straight up into your nostrils. She's seeing all that gray. She's seeing all those, especially that one hair that want to curl out and just escape as if it's leaving prison from your nostrils. These women notice, some of us older dudes, ear hair, they notice that. Better ask girl Andrea. Andrea don't play that. That ear hair, Andrea is quick. Man, Andrea, babe, sit down. Babe, sit down. Let me take care of that. Let me take care of that. Andre is like, you ain't gonna have me out there in the world and somebody gonna see my husband with some ear hairs. So she always take care. Colombian women notice that. They are heavy into grooming. Yep. I told you guys I saw a homeless dude brushing his teeth and flossing in the lake. This dude is homeless. And even he had enough sense to floss. Even while he was in the lake. He knew to wash himself. So when I sit back and I mention this, it's not to put somebody down, but what I'm saying is while you walking around with gold chains on and your gold rings and all that, bro, what about your grooming game? And that's why, Jay, it goes back to why dudes have to simp when they're in South America or when they're in other countries, because they know their grooming game isn't even up to par. And so they have to simp with the gold chain. They have to simp with the name brand this and the name brand that. But the females can still smell you, dude. Some of y'all brothers, I could give y'all some of the most expensive cologne suggestions that I got, but it wouldn't mean nothing because what you eat is coming through your pores far more than any cologne that's sitting on your pores.
Right. And before I get to the comments, I want to ask you this, right? Because now people could wear the gold chain, they can have the Gucci, Balenciaga, Amiri, all that stuff. But if you can't take care of simple fundamentals as far as brushing your teeth and not eating fried chicken all the time, or the pork barbecue ribs, or the 10, 15 ounce steak. You don't need to eat that all the time.
Not everything's in moderation.
Yeah, you do not have to have everything is in moderation. You don't need the baked mac and cheese and the candy yams every day. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Hey Jay, I'm gonna say something most of these dudes don't know. You ready?
I'm listening.
Afro-Colombian men are known for having an uncomfortable scent. I'll put it like that. They are known for giving off a scent to other women in the communities that makes them unattractive. So when they see you with the same complexion as the Afro-Colombian dude, an assumption is made until they walk up on you. A lot of guys don't know that. Because a lot of Afro-Colombian dudes, they give off a scent that's like, and I've smelled it before, cool dudes, but they give off a scent that's like, oh, bro, so y'all don't use deodorant in your area, huh? And you ain't trying to hate, but you can smell it, whatever it is they eat or whatever it is they not washing, that's common to get off the elevator or get on the elevator with some brothers, some Afro-Colombian brothers, and got off, and you done smell the smell that you like, what is that? So when we get off planes, brothers, there is automatically an assumption that you give off a scent. Andre was talking about this to me the other day. She said, babe, do you know me and my, she said was sitting around with the girls and they were just talking. And they were just talking about the scent because Afro-Colombian men, not all, but many are known for giving off a scent. And so they were asking, does Andre give off a scent? She said, no. Andre has a wonderful, natural, before he put on cologne scent. She said, I'm very fortunate that my husband does not. They noticed that. Now, mind you, I'm a pescatarian. I haven't eaten pork and ribs and chicken and all that stuff in almost 35, 40 years. So a lot of stuff, I eat fruits and vegetables. Most you gonna smell from me is pineapples. You know what I'm saying? I'm smelling like Creed. so at the end of the day, these things are noticed, guys. And if you don't want to simp, in other words, have to wear your chain because you stinking. Have to wear your gold rings because you reeking. Some of you dudes have to pay for play because ain't no regular chick want to deal with that scent that you giving off. And like I said, I know this is a hard topic to give off and talk about, but this is what caused a lot of dudes to simp because they assume, well, I got to give off money. Brother, you know what? You do. If you ain't man enough to go get some decent deodorant and go and get some nail clippers, like Jay just said, and get your nails done. Go ahead, come to these countries, get your toes done, get a pedicure for next to nothing. If you ain't got enough sense to get the nose, that one nose here that's driving everybody crazy, get that clipped. You know what? You deserve to pay for play. Yes, you do. You do not need to be bothered with a regular woman. Continue to pay for play, because those are the only women that go pretend like they're interested in you. Because any other woman is going to look at you like they think of regular Afro-Colombian dudes. You stink, i.e. they stink, so they think it's a black thing when it's not. It's some Afro-Colombian dudes thing, and some of you stinky brothers thing. But for the rest of us, that ain't us. And for the rest of the Afro-Colombian dudes that put on their colognes and look good, smell good, stay in the gym, take care of themselves, eat good, they get the same results that the rest that me and Jay get. We can talk to anybody because we're not reeking. But for you dudes that's thinking, I'm telling you guys, I know you guys think I'm beating a dead horse, but some of y'all smell like a dead horse.
You know what? But these are very tough but true things that men do need to hear, right? Like, was playing in the background. We talked to, the late great Kevin, where he would talk about how some men didn't really know how to wash their, they didn't know how to wash their behind. And like some dudes didn't even know about dude wipes and things like that. So like you may get offended by this, but the thing is that we want you to learn from this, because maybe the results that you're not getting is because of the things that you are not doing. Another thing that you mentioned how like average Colombian woman, I think the average Colombian woman height is anywhere between 5'1" and 5'4.5", so about 5'5" or whatever. And the average American guy, I think the average height is about 5'8" and 3/4, maybe 5'9". But anyway, the woman's looking up to you, and so what I realized is that once I turned 30, like I was having hair coming out of everywhere, and then so what are the things that I bring? So 3 things that I bring. I bring clippers. I bring razor, and I bring my electric nose trimmers. I'm telling you, you have to bring those. You have to bring those, and of course, deodorant, soap, and all that stuff. And they don't really have washcloths, so I bring my washcloths here. But so guys, and that's another thing, guys. If you guys are just rubbing soap, use the washcloth. Use the washcloth, man. But with the nose hair trimmers, I wanted to kind of harp on that for a little bit. It's important that you do that, because as I mentioned, once I turned 30, like I was like, man, like nose hairs is growing like crazy. Even if you got to do it, like I think I do it like every other day. But you always want to make sure that you keeping yourself groomed, because you want, guys, we know that we want our woman to be groomed, right? And so, like imagine if the woman, she's fine as what, and then she take off her clothes, and then she got she got basically a evergreen tree under her underarms. You're gonna be like, what the is going on here? Nah, man, you're not gonna want that. So just as much as you want her to be groomed, you got to make sure that you keep yourself groomed as well. Because if you're not keeping yourself groomed, and you can mask these things by wearing the jewelry and, just jumping into the pay for play. But the pay for play, all that stuff adds up. It adds up. And, and you don't want to be one of those guys that's spending all your money and having to do a GoFundMe like the other guy did, coming from Dominican Republic. You don't want to put yourself in that position.
Right. Absolutely. Great point. Excellent point. But yeah, that like you said, that just puts a lot of guys in a simp position because they either they don't know, or they just feel so American entitled. Man, I could wear my sandals where I want to. I'm on vacation. you can.
Yeah.
But if you're in Colombia and you don't get the results that Jay gets, don't get mad.
Right.
I'll buy a woman. Yes, you can, because that's what we said. You're gonna have to, Because if you're gonna walk around Colombia with your Jordan sandals on and you ain't nowhere near the beach, or if you ain't in front of your place and you're in your own neighborhood, then and you trying to go downtown and you wearing Jordan sandals, go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
That's
because you ain't gonna get the results the rest of us get.
Nope, and you're gonna put yourself out there to you're gonna put yourself out there to be a papaya. Like in Medellin, Medellin, you don't wear shorts. You don't wear shorts unless it's unless you're going to play football. I'm talking about like soccer football. Unless you're going to play football or you're coming from the gym or something like that, and usually you'll have like a gym bag or something like that, so people will know, okay, this guy's coming from the gym. But if you just, if you're just walking around with like cargo shorts and you just chilling, they're gonna be like, oh, this guy's from the States. They already know you a papaya right away. They already know you a papaya. Also, another thing, when you're walking around with sandals, you don't like, it's a metropolitan city, so it's inland. So where the you bringing sandals to?
right.
Where are you bringing sandals to?
Right.
Don't do that. Like, the only time I wear sandals is when I'm in my apartment and I'm walking around in the apartment. But once I leave the apartment, even if I'm going around the corner, I got sneakers on.
Right, absolutely correct. So there's a way to go about things to still enjoy your vacation. But so guys, that grooming, I'm telling you, if I had a choice, and I know Jay can kind of somewhat confirm, and some of you guys that have been down here in South America confirm this too. If I had a choice between all the gold and all the jewelry and everything was safe, and you don't have to worry about anybody snatching nothing, and I was wearing all the gold and all the jewelry, or I had a choice between being well groomed, I would take well groomed every time. I was taking well groomed in the States. I would take a well groomed in the States. Now, cool, in the States, you can have the best of both worlds, your jewelry and being well groomed. But some of y'all dudes, y'all got the jewelry and you stinking in the States and you can't smell it. And that's why we're talking about this particular topic, portion of the topic.
Yeah.
You're numb to your own smell. You can't smell it, dude. Jay, man, some of them dudes, man, soon as they get in the car, I'm rolling the windows down like, oh my God, dude, you don't smell you? Jay, and it don't be like a smell of like the person been working out or they were outside and they started sweating because they've been walking all day. No, bro, you just got off an air-conditioned plane, walked into an air-conditioned airport, and now you about to get into an air-conditioned truck with me. And you reeking like, damn. Right. You can tell when the smell is coming, from underarms or a smell that's just coming through somebody's pores.
Right.
And some dudes, man, they be coming through y'all pores that y'all diet is bad.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Well, there's some people here who have bad diets, and I can smell it when it's coming through their pores, but like, us as men, we got to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, man. We got to really make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. And why are we harping on the health and the grooming factor? Because all of these are key contributors to how you can turn into a simp, because you're not getting the results that you want. And then you're going abroad and you're trying to court these women, but these women aren't giving you the attention, the affection that you want. So what ends up happening is that you do have to go into your wallet, and you can end up turning into what we like to call a Western Union poppy. So all of these things tie up. So all of the dominoes add up. So don't look at us and be like, what the heck is K&D and Dre talking about? All of these things add up. It's all a domino effect.
They do. They really, really do. Really do. If more men realize that, you'd save more money in regards to spending on women. You save more money to have more just regular women interested in you if you just take care of your grooming.
Right.
Nothing wrong with having fly stuff, but make sure that you flyer than your Gucci belt.
Right.
Yeah.
See, a person who's really fly can be fly wearing Gucci it can be fly where something from Target or Walmart or whatever.
Mhm.
And this is not me diminishing anyone getting stuff from Target or Walmart. But what I am saying is that someone put a comment in there earlier. I think it might have been Profe, but the man makes the clothes, not the clothes makes the man.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yep. So let me get into some of these comments, Dre. I know a lot of people
Okay,
been
no
going
problem.
off it. You was heating up too, man. So all right, let's see. Sir Yeetus is in the building. Playing for never, you simp son. You simping or playing? Well, all right, let's see. Oh, make sure that you do subscribe to Zoom to Thailand. He's
Gucci
almost
Mag.
at 100K. Yep.
Oh, he finally hit 100K.
The last time I looked, I think he's at like 97.8.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's right there. He's right there. Let's see. Speak Spanish now. Make sure that you subscribe to him.
Oh yeah.
Jay Fleming says, "Real talk." Culture Invasion podcast is in the building. Says, "What's up, KMD and fam?" Debo coming.
Get that chain on the motorcycle, on the moto.
Oh yeah. Clothes don't make the bed. Yes. Okay, that was you, Profe. Okay. Will is here in the building.
Salute to Will, good man right there. He's always down here.
Oh, Los is in the building. All right.
Yeah.
Salute Los. Congratulations again. Congratulations again. Los shot a shot. That she shot the shot. That's an insider, though. That's an insider. If you in the chat, you know what I'm talking about. Salute to the chat. Let's see. But congrats to Los again, man. Definitely salute.
Good man.
I just looked it up. It's online. I think.
That offshore slavery.
Yeah, he's talking about that Thailand story.
Yeah.
Oh, the article was written in 2016. Okay,
I'm lost. He might be talking about the same topic. Let us know if you're talking about what we're talking about, Will, regarding Thailand.
Yeah. Let's see. OG Will with the facts check. Wash your ass. Eat mint leaves, greens, veggies, and fruits. So I don't really eat mint leaves like that, but I do like greens. I love broccoli, I love spinach, and I love cauliflower, and I love my fruits. So blackberries, blueberries. Boom. I'm not sure who that was on Facebook who said that. Anything else you want to say? I'm not sure.
Oh no.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm dipping through the comments, kind of like what Dre be doing sometimes. Andre just ran a few dudes up out of here.
Hey, they ran to the shower. Hey, Lowe's, they ran to the showers, man. They ran to the showers, and then they ran to their refrigerator to throw away some of that trash that they shouldn't be eating.
Right. They're like, oh man. They're like, man, I was gonna bring that Popeyes for lunch tomorrow. Oh man. South Koreans will cover their noses when all black people are in their vicinity because we give off a certain scent that most Asians are sensitive to. I've never heard of that.
And let's stop for a second and
sorry about that. Yeah, go ahead.
And discuss that. A lot of the experience of Southeast Asians when it comes to in that region of the world is our African brothers and sisters. And not saying that African brothers and sisters, our brothers and sisters give off a scent, but what I'm saying is each country of black experience of the diaspora, we all have a different scent because we all have different diets. Just like you could smell the curry coming off of somebody's pore that's from India.
Right.
It's just a part of their diet their whole lives, and the moms and dads diets and grandmas. So you can smell that scent. It's not because it's cologne, it's not because it's good or bad, but it's a part of the region of the world in which they were raised. So it is with a lot of, I find with a lot of our African brothers and sisters. Even the African sisters that I've dated have sometimes had a slight scent, not bad scent, but just a slight scent that was different from when I was dating an Afro-Colombian woman. Neither one of them were stinking, but I could tell the difference by way of scent because of the type of food that they grew up eating, one group over the other. And so when we come down there, the assumption is, just like it is here in Colombia, all black people smell the same. Until they get to know us and they realize, okay, like with me, when I smile, people see oh, okay, he's different. He's not from here. How I walk, how I carry myself, how I present how I am in the gym, how I am in public, all these things equate to, okay, he's different. And so it is with you guys. You guys are different, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But they do have a stereotype in many countries of what black people smell like. And I'm telling y'all this is not something that I've heard one time in Colombia or five times in Colombia. This is something that I've heard that's kind of like, I don't want to say an urban legend, but almost like a statement that's made about black people. And it's not even belittling. It's not even a put down. It's just that, just like I said, with the curry with people from India, it's just a certain scent because black people in South America eat certain foods, and because of that, they give off a certain scent. And I've smelled it, so I can't sit back and say, "Oh, no." Perfect example, man. Me and Andre getting on the elevator 3 days ago. Like 4 or 5 sisters got off the escalator. You could tell they were just, regular sisters from Colombia, and it was a scent in there that you wouldn't smell with most African American women. I'm not saying that it was a bad scent, but it was a scent that I knew that Afro-Colombian women, this was their scent. And so it's nothing, I'm not saying anything is good or bad. I'm just saying that it's different. And so when it comes to us, guys, we got to be on top of our grooming, because in a lot of countries, my point in saying all that is, Jay, because in a lot of countries, the assumption is we all smell the same. And that's not true.
Right. No, you know what? And I completely understand where you're coming from. So like, growing up in Flatbush, Brooklyn, that's like little Caribbean, right? You got all the Caribbean islands, all the Caribbean restaurants and things like that. So, like typically like if I'm like in an enclosed space, like you were in an elevator or something like that, right? So like, there's certain scents that Caribbeans give off, and I could be like, oh, this person typically is, is from the island, right? Because it could just be something that, like a seasoning that they put in their food or whatever. And it's not it's not a bad smell. It actually could be a good smell, but it's just that there's a certain scent, and like you could say, okay, you know what? This person is from the West Indies. This person may be from Trinidad. This person may be from this person may be from Haiti. This person may be from Jamaica. So you just like there's certain scents that growing up where like I was really all around Caribbean people. I can tell like the different scents and smells.
That's so true. So true.
Yeah. So. And just to kind of bring everything back full circle, and I know that when we're talking about certain scents on people, well, on the woman, it's not necessarily good or bad, but on men, like we need to make sure that we are grooming ourselves and that we are keeping ourselves up to par. Now, one of the things that you had mentioned in one of your lives. And I think, I don't know if I was on the panel, I might have gotten on the panel, but yeah, I mentioned that Colombians take like anywhere between, can take anywhere between 2 to 4 showers a day, right? On average, and which is very true, And especially in Cali where it gets hot. So if you're walking around, you may sweat, you may perspire a little bit, so you want to get in the shower and things like that, right? So we want to make sure that we're grooming ourselves at all time, and like our noses may not be sensitive to certain things in the States, but outside of the United States, people have a very strong sense of smell. Right? And I'll take my mother for an example, not to be too long-winded here, but I'll take my mother for an example. Like my mother's sense of smell is so strong. Like like I could be wearing it could be a cologne I wore like 2 days ago, and she'll be like, "Oh, did you wear such?" And I'm like, "Wow." I mean,
Right.
yeah, and so she wasn't born here in the States. She was born on the islands, and so she brought that keen sense of smell over here with her.
And a lot of people don't understand. That's why people notice, those certain scents. So guys, when it comes to coming to Colombia, if you don't want to simp out, guys, definitely please take care of your grooming. Now I know you had a list of things that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll probably just gonna have to retitle this, but it's all good. We cooking, we cooking.
You could chop it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. We could chop it up. I'm just trying to go through some of these comments. I had another question for you, or topic actually. Let's see. Hit the Sauna Daily, fam. You heard it here first. Yes. You know what? Sauna, yeah, man. That thaws you out. It thaws you out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good
very
one.
good. Manscaping and self-care are undefeated. Shout out to my man Jeff Johns in the building.
Shout out to Jay.
To summarize all of this, just groom yourself. We're all men here.
Correct.
You know what?
Will.
And you would think that it would be so simple, Will, but sometimes we need to kind of nail it into our brother's head and be like, brother, put that Gucci belt down and go to Target, Walmart, and get you a pair of $20 clippers and put down that $200 belt and get yourself a $5 right guard deodorant, antiperspirant, extra strength, and then you'll be good. So you just spent $25, and I just saved you $175 getting that BS Gucci belt.
Please get the clippers. y'all don't realize you guys will thank Jay for this particular episode one day. I kid you not, because I know a lot of you guys are into hygiene, but you're not thinking about your diet and how stuff come through your pores. Now you're going to start thinking about, okay, maybe I shouldn't eat 3 bags of Doritos this month. Why? It's going to be coming through my pores when I go to Colombia. Maybe I should start eating more fruits. Why? Because the healthy scent of the fruits and the vegetables are going to come through my pores along with the colognes when I go to Colombia next month or when I go to DR next month. Realize that your diet will come through your pores, guys. I'm kidding you not. Mm-hmm. I kid you not, man. And I smell it. If you guys are it's better that your brothers tell you that you ain't smelling right than them females when you get off the plane and they looking at you like this, or they making you pay. You can't get just for free. No. Pesos, Poppy. Pesos, Poppy. Now go and get in the shower. And you want her to get in the shower so you don't get scopolamine. You need to get in the shower because you smelling like scopolamine. Goodness gracious, you about to knock her out with that funk, dude. She the one that's gonna wake up 4 hours later from smelling you. Come on, some of you do. I'm talking about some of you gotta pay that. Some of you do gotta pay that girl because she gotta lay next to you all night long with that smell. Oh my gosh, no, right. She like no. Poppy, 400,000 pesos, 500,000 pesos. You think you paying for the sex? You sit up there paying so she can tolerate your reeking. That's what she like. This look like a funky one. Yeah, that'll be 400,000 pesos. She usually charge 100,000, but for your big nasty butt, and she can smell you from this far. Yeah, you gonna. Yeah, let me get them pesos, Poppy, and I might have to go home in the middle of the night if I can't take it. Some of y'all think so bad the girl gonna leave you a tip. You know what? Let me just take this 100,000 peso, leave him with 300,000. There you go. You gonna take your 300,000 back? I'm about to take a Uber on home, dog. That's all right. I can't take it. I can't take it. You smell like my daughter's diapers. No, no. You smell like my daughter's diapers. And my daughter 10. I'm having flashbacks. You got Colombian women having flashbacks when their child had diarrhea. No. No, get it together, fellas.
Yes, absolutely get it together. Speak Spanish Now says stay away from washcloths, get a loofah and exfoliate. Yeah, yes. I will say exfoliate with the loofah. I'm not going to give up on the washcloths, but a loofah is very good to exfoliate on them, for sure. Okay, the Art of Will is in the building. Kevin Samuels says to use your middle finger to dig out the impurities. Yeah, man.
I ain't get that one, Will. Will, you threw me off. You know you always throw me off sometime, Will. Shout out to you,
because I had mentioned with Kevin Samuels with guys cleaning that, with guys like actually cleaning like their ass like inside. He's talking about put your finger in there,
clean yourself well. Yeah.
I agree, man. I'm telling you, grooming when you're well groomed, and not only that, but when you're well groomed, no matter where you are, people look at you different, people talk to you different, people respect you differently, and not only that, but one of the reasons why like I started dressing. One of the reasons why I started. Hold on. Why is he telling me that? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that timeout, Will. But anyway, what I was gonna say is one of the reasons why like I started like dressing, started dressing better on my live streams, just so like you get more, you get more respect, you get more attention, and it's positive. And it actually, I think clearer. I think clearer. Let's see. All right. A lot of these comments. Let me go to my next talking point.
Okay. Next
talking point. Guys, you guys make yourself too available. Whenever she texts you, whenever she calls you, you pick up right away. Some of y'all don't even let the phone ring. As soon as y'all see her face, hello, FaceTime, hola, mi amor, hola, or wherever, you know what I mean? Y'all do too much, man. I know she fine. And this may be the most beautiful woman that y'all talked to, y'all kicked it with. But even if you haven't been there before, you gotta act like you've been there before, man. That's the thing. And also, when you show a woman that you're too available, so now she's gonna call you, at any time and expect you to pick up. So you inadvertently are putting in her mind that she can call you anytime, anywhere, any place. And you got to make sure that you stay busy. Not saying that you got to ignore her, but what I'm saying is that you got to, sometimes you got to show that, hey, you know what? I got other things that I'm trying to accomplish outside of being with you or outside of being up under you. I'm trying to be a man that's on this purpose. What is that purpose? That purpose is for me to become and do the things that's going to help me become a better version of myself on a daily basis. whether that's
Right.
eating, whether that's in the gym, whether that's grooming. So you know what, your girl is calling you, man. At that time, let the phone ring. Use your nose trimmer. Then that's when you should be trimming your nose. That's when you should be shaping yourself up. All I'm saying is that stop picking up on the first ring every time she call, man. Y'all do that. Y'all dudes do that a lot. And some of y'all dudes, listen, I don't want to put people under the bus, man, but I've seen some dudes will pick up on the first ring and then just be bull loving for 5 or 6 hours, man. Don't you got things you got to do, brother? What are we doing, man?
And the irony of it is, even if they go to other countries and they're traveling, you don't have to respond to the text that she sends you immediately. Oh,
Right.
man, it's the fine one, dog. Dog, get that text 10 minutes to an hour, dog. You ain't got to text her back. Don't let her feel like she the only one. I'm going to tell you something. I mentioned this before. In Tampa, my closest friends were all Colombians, right?
Yes.
And one of my partners, man, he's right around the same age that I am. And he used to always pull the baddest chicks, very successful in business. They were millionaire Colombian chicks, Venezuelan chicks. And I asked him one day, I said, man, how do you be pulling these women and keeping them going crazy? And he said, I'm going to tell you my secret, man. He said, I ain't balling like that. I got a regular job like everybody else. He said, what I do is I treat them like I would treat anybody else. He said, I don't treat women that are, the more beautiful they are, the plainer I treat them. The more money they got, the more I act like they ain't got a dime. He said, I do not treat gorgeous women like they gorgeous women, ever, ever, ever. And I was like, okay, cool. Now I'm in a new community, in the Colombian community, but this in Tampa. And I'm trying to get the Colombian ladies and the Venezuelan ladies. But my way was good for black women. And it was good for Puerto Rican women. And it was good for Asian women. But I hadn't dated Venezuelan or Colombian women on a regular basis. So I sat back and I watched this brother. And I listened to what he had to say, because I'm not one of those brothers that think they know everything. And Jay, I applied what that brother said. He was 100% correct. Once I stopped treating the gorgeous Colombian, because we were all hanging out everywhere, every Colombian bar, club, restaurant. So I'm surrounded by all these beautiful Venezuelan, Colombian, Brazilian women. And the moment I started treating them like they weren't gorgeous, and the ones that had money, like they just had a regular job, all of a sudden, panties start dropping. Panties start dropping. As soon as I sit back and I said, like I told this on another live stream, I told one chick, she was hot too. And I said, where you from? She said, Bogota. I said, oh, I heard they got ugly girls in Bogota. I said, oh, that's where you from? And the dude, panty dropping moments. Because I was not treating them with the thirst that the average American dude was treating them. So when I came to Colombia, the country, because I've been hanging out with Colombian dudes, I already knew how to act. But a lot of guys, man, just like you said, as soon as they get the first text, they text them back in 4 seconds. Oh my God, da-da-da-da. Dude, stop. Right. Colombian women don't even like thirsty dudes like that. You would not see a thirsty dude with 4 kids in Colombia with a woman. It ain't gonna happen. Right. It's a dude. These Colombian dudes got too much pride, and they ain't texting back that fast, that soon. Yep. So take your time. When you come down here, you got 4 or 5 Colombian women in your phone. Treat it like it is. You got 4 or 5 options. You are the prize, like women like to say. You the prize, dude.
Right.
So just be patient with yourself, and I promise you, man, the opportunities will come naturally. They will come naturally. You ain't got to come across as thirsty. You're so correct, James.
Yeah, man, absolutely. You have the opportunity. You have the opportunity to be opportunistic as a guy, and this is the perfect time, especially especially you are coming into a country where you may have been kind of hovering around like the 40 or 50% in the States. Now you're top 10, top 5 even. So you have the option. So you have the right to choose to be opportunistic. So you have to make sure that you are utilizing your leverage. Unless I'm just being transparent, you have to make sure that you're utilizing your leverage. So when you first land, you don't need to text her and be like, "Hey, I just landed." Wait a few hours. And say, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, I landed and I'm in my Airbnb. I'll catch up with you, and if you know what I mean, and if that's the one that you want to see tonight, just say, hey, you know what? All right, I'm gonna get dressed and I'll meet up with you in like 4 or 5 hours. Cool. Okay.
Yep.
That's already set. But you don't need to be like, hey, you know what? Plane's taking off. Plane just landed. I'm in the car with Dre. We at the light. I'm checking into the Airbnb. Oh, I gotta show my passport. Oh, I gotta put your name down as a guest. Like, come on, dude, you're doing way too much, man. You're doing way too much. And it goes back into what I was saying earlier. Like, even if you haven't been there, act like you've been there before. Just act like you've been there before. And one of the things that what your guy told you about just treating the woman like she's regular, and I will say, man, like that's worked for me across the board. That's worked for me across the board. And people like, man, how is it that you do this and you do that, or whatever the case is? Call me an outlier. It's because like I've earned enough to not give a fuck. That's why. I've earned enough in life. I've earned enough getting women. I've lost women. I've obtained women. Doesn't even matter. The thing about it is that I put me in what I got to do first. And once you start putting yourself first, what you got to do, everything else is secondary, dog.
Yep. Absolutely. And everything falls. It makes it so much easier, man. Especially when you come from countries where beauty is in abundance. You really can treat them like whatever. You could be replaced, right?
Exactly.
You could be replaced. I could glance over your shoulder, girl, and replace you. Stop it.
Exactly. And but if guys ended up having that mindset, then the simping would decrease so much. But some of you guys want to hold on to something that is not even worth holding on to. You like to say, beautiful bottom feeders. I gotta find out a witty nickname, but I like that one. Beautiful bottom feeders, but
that's how they are.
Yeah. I'm gonna say terrible tens. Yeah, I like that. Terrible tens. Cause like they, because or like the baddie who's bad for you. I don't know. I'll throw some names and see if make it stick. But the whole point about it is, on a serious note, is that you guys put way too much attention into some of these women that ain't worth giving a you know what about, man.
Nope.
And also you guys, you guys also fall for the trick. I was watching one video. Excuse me. I was watching one video, and there was a Colombian woman. I guess she's like a matchmaker and things like that. And so she was saying that guys will fall for that trick where a woman says, my son or daughter is sick, or my grandmother, abuela, is sick. So someone in the family is sick, whether it be her child, her mother, her grandmother, right? And then the guys, you are so quick to just send money and pay for the situation. But the problem is that it's not even necessarily about the money, because let's just say, maybe she's asking for $50, $100, and you could be a guy that may be making $250,000 a year, right? You're not going to miss it. But the point that you're missing is that you're putting yourself in a position to where now you've opened the floodgates to where now she can ask you for more and more and more. And even if you do have it, you know, she's still looking at you as an opportunity. So she's not falling in love with you. She's falling in love with your wallet, right? And you know, and let me just segue really quick. This is why like some of these billionaire sports owners, how they stay billionaires, right? You know, they get upset when they gotta sign a guy to like a multi-year deal. It's not that, you know, it's not like that they don't have the money, but it's that they want to earn more and spend less. And us as men, especially melanated men, we need to really focus on that mindset of earning more and spending less. Just because we have the $100 doesn't mean we have to give the $100. So if we got $1,000 in our pocket, act like we only got $1 in your pocket.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was just, it's kind of funny that as you were speaking, a lot of the talking points that I was going to make were the exact ones that you made. Individuals have to, they don't realize that it's not really about the fact that you had money and she you know, she was able to, it's only a couple $100. It's not even about the dollars. It's about the fact that she is training you like a dog gets trained. Let me say that again. I remember I was in a conversation with a female friend of mine, and she said, you know, back in the day when women used to call us dogs, you know, all men are dogs. You ain't nothing but dogs. I said, yeah, some men, you know, they can be dogs. I said, but a lot of men have been dog trained. A lot of men have been programmed and trained with one newspaper in a female's hand and have trained certain men to be the way they are. Some of you guys that are sending this money through Western Union and through apps on phones, I'm telling you, it may just be 50 today, in 100 in a couple months, 500 in the next month. Well, baby, let me just put you on a monthly allowance. Now it's a monthly allowance of $100 or $300, but you ain't realizing because you making good money. Got you, bruh. But it's the fact of the matter, you thinking that you're doing this for your boo, right? I'm gonna say that again. You are assuming that you're going to Western Union for your boo or your female friend in Colombia or Brazil or wherever country. Bruh, you doing it for y'all boo. Because she got 7 to 8 more dudes that are doing it and falling for the same trick and sending her $300 a month, just like she got you doing. So while you thinking that she is your boo, no, bruh, that's y'all boo. That's all y'all coochie. That is group plural. Nosotros. We together as one. All y'all hitting that. So it's not about the fact that you got money or not. It's the fact that you are putting yourself in a situation that is not singular, but is plural. Because now all these dudes are thinking that they are the one and that she is the one. And that's not necessarily true at all. And a lot of women are hustling dudes day and night because they realize all they got to do is convince you guys that you are the only one. That is not your woman. That is your turn. That's all it is. She is not your woman. She is your turn. So stop pretending like because you send this $50 that you're the only one sending $50 because that's your assumption. That's why they do it, Jay. Because they have the assumption that he's the only one that's Captain Save-A-Ho. Right. He's the only one that's rescuing a woman. He's the only one. They're doing it. They're sending this money, giving her a monthly allowance, keeping her out of paper play because he's thinking he's the only one doing it. And bruh, I'm down here. I see these women going to Western Union. And bruh, they walk up out of Western Union with stacks. Yep. And you didn't send her stacks.
Nope. Nope, they got so many transactions, right? And you mentioned the superhero thing, man. I'm telling you, no, she got all the Avengers, man. She got Captain America, she got Iron Man, she got Thor, she
The
you know what I
whole
mean?
Avengers. Yes, she
Right,
does.
right. She got everybody. She got everybody sending her money, man. And all she doing is going back to the crib and ordering Rappy or what you done sent her.
That's it. She telling her real man in Colombia, baby, I got the money for the rent for the next 3 months. Now I'm gonna go ahead and buy the kids shoes. I'm about to buy us another bed because these Americans have sent me enough money so we could get us a double mattress, just like in that Airbnb. You remember, baby, that time you saw me in the Airbnb with that black man and we had the double mattress? Baby, that black man sent me enough money. Now I can buy us a double mattress. We can have us a double mattress now. You know how many dudes that y'all done, how many school uniforms y'all done paid for kids and school tuitions, and how many do you know I'm gonna bust their head. You ready, Jay?
Yep.
Do you know how many boxes of condoms you done bought for the Colombian dude with the money you done sent to the Colombian woman? She done used the money that you sent her to not just buy groceries, but to buy condoms, not for you, for her real man, because she ain't trying to have another baby. He ain't trying to have another baby. So they wearing condoms in their home with the new double mattress, the posture peeling.
Mm-hmm.
They looking so good. They got all the sheep standing around like on the commercial.
Yeah.
Because they ain't never slept that good because they got all y'all sending money. Not just you, bruh. Do not think it's just you that's sending her money. Babe, I need $50. You better believe it's 7 dudes sending that $50. Babe, I only need $25. Better believe it's several dudes sending $25. So when you sit back, you talking about it ain't tricking if you got it. You being tricked because you being among many that's being tricked. That's the trick, not your money. The fact that you are in a group of suckers. It's one thing to be a sucker alone. It's another thing to be grouped in with a bunch of suckers and you never asked for that.
Right. Yep. And also another thing, when you're getting the text message, because I can tell you right now, this is how they hit you. Because when you ask them, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm not well. What she says, I'm not well. I'm telling you right now, if that is a red flag, get out of there, because that is probably her dude texting you saying, oh, I'm short on the rent or whatever the case is. And then you feel bad because, man, I gotta help her out. Why you gonna feel bad? What was she doing before she met you? Think about that. But you guys are so willing to put your motherfucking cape on that you guys forget about the whole thing. What was she doing before she met you? You so quick to run and save the day, trying to be a superhero, man.
That's it.
Stop trying to be Spider-Man and remain Peter Parker, my G. That's all you are. That's all you are.
That's it.
All you are.
That's it. They act like there's something wrong with that. I like how you put that, because as I mentioned a few live streams before, okay, bruh, if time's so tight, how does she get that body that you like?
Mm-hmm.
If time's so tight, how does she get that body that you like? When you first walked up on her and you saw them curves that worked your nerves and you want her to do something strange for a piece of change, if time's so tight, just always ask yourself when she say, Poppy, I need that. Well, if time's so tight, how did she get that body that you like? If you can answer that question, then go and send the money. If you can't answer that question, meaning that you had nothing to do with all her sexiness, you didn't get her hair done on the day that you met her, you didn't pay for none of the makeup on the day that you met her, her nails were nice, weren't they, fellas? On the day that you met her, all her nails and her toes were looking all cute. You didn't pay for none of that. The curves, with the waistline so small, everything, face glistening, all of the coconut lotion, all that, the perfume she had on, just right. You didn't pay for all of that. So how'd she get all of that, including those looks, including that body, without you rescuing her then? So why the heck you trying to rescue her now? if she didn't need to rescue her to get all the stuff she got to attract you. You guys got to start thinking, man, and stop thinking with your, once again, going back to like we were saying earlier. You got to stop thinking with your money, man. Stop that money blindness, and that's what I call it, money blindness. Sometimes you can use your money so much, so often, you can't see anything else what's going on. You got money blindness, bro.
Right.
You got money blindness.
You are absolutely right, because guys come into this mindset, right? Like, man, I gotta help her out. You know, what is her kid gonna eat? Her kid is hungry, and it's like, wait a minute. You know, she came to your crib, French manicure, pedicure, smelling good. Her hair wavy, edges all touched up. Like, what are we doing, man? Come on, man.
Yep.
And then when she video chats you, you ask her what type of phone she got. She got an iPhone. So she got an iPhone, but she can't pay $40 for rent. Come on, man. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing?
Knowing that if she got the iPhone 9 times out of 10, the last simp bought it.
Tim Howard said, "Hang up." That's right. Yes,
you're right. Hang up.
Yeah, when she says, "Oh, I'm not feeling well today," yeah, me neither.
Well, you should be on the phone anyway. If you're not feeling well today, baby, I understand. I'm gonna keep you on my prayer list. Man, please. I'll tell a female in a minute. I keep you on my prayer list. You ain't feeling good today, I keep you. Jesus gonna work it out in the name of Jesus. Satan, I cast. Hallelujah. The Lord, by the stripes of Jesus, you are healed, girl. Right. You are healed. Now hang up. Hang up. Pray for it. Have on your prayer list. Oh, mommy, what? In the name of Jesus, send.
Right.
That's me, man. Man, yeah, I'm telling you, bro.
And guys, and the reason why we're telling you this, and we're kind of laughing, but the thing is that this has happened to, this has happened to me. This has happened to people we know. I'm telling you, like, man,
I've been there.
Yeah, I've been there where the woman, and like woman I'm dealing with, like, oh, I'm not well and I need X, Y, and Z, and then it's like, you think about it, you're like, oh wait, what the hell did I just do? Because you gotta think about it. So we give you guys this information, whether you want to stay domestic or go abroad, but we give you you guys this information so that you guys can utilize it in the future. Because don't think, oh, it's never gonna happen to me or whatever, 6-pack ab and all that, blah 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 blah. Let me tell you something, man. A woman can any woman can finesse any guy.
Yep.
So don't think that you are above reproach.
Correct. Because at the end of the day, you have to realize that. Just think about it. Dudes that they'll be dating a dude that doesn't have the 6-pack abs. They'll be with somebody that doesn't have the cologne collection that you got. Right. They'll be in love with somebody who you have no children, but she got 3 children by this dude. So when you get back on the plane, if you guys got a chance to see some of the quality or lack of quality men that these ladies be with, when y'all get back on that plane, man, you come down to Colombia looking like the Cash Money millionaires for the 99 into the 2000, nothing but jeans and white tees. You would never wear another Versace, nothing. You never wear another pair of Jordans ever again. Just some Adidas. If you saw the lack of caliber, lack of health type of dude that these women be with, after y'all get back on the plane, you be like, that's your real man?
Yep.
And the man that got back on the plane, he an architect. He's got 6-pack abs. He's got $500 cologne collection. Each cologne that he got is between $500 and $1,000. He treated you like a queen. And when he got back on the plane, you dating that in your barrio?
Right.
What? Zone 1 and zone 2. That's where you live? Man, listen. you'll be like, man, if she in love with something raggedy like that, I am never going to be wearing a gold chain on her behalf ever again. Some of you dudes need to stop it, man. Stop trying to flex and floss for these women, because I'm telling you, I see what lack of caliber they date.
Yep.
They be dating dudes down here, man. These dudes ain't seen an iron in 2 years. I'm telling you, Jay, I kid you not, man.
No, I believe you. I've seen it.
Everything is knockoff. Y'all be falling in love with some of these Afro-Colombian chicks, and they dudes literally wear knockoff everything. They got an extra L on the Louis Vuitton, 3 G's on the Gucci belt. I'm talking about, man, I kid you not, man. Some of these dudes, y'all be worshiping these chicks, and I'll get you. Oh my, and I'm looking at, but when you get back on the plane, bro, after you took on a shopping spree, the dude, the caliber of dude that these women be with, you be like, what the?
Right.
I just gave her 400,000 pesos for some coochie. She going back home to give my money to that dude?
Right. Right. You come out there built like Captain America, and then she hanging out with Scott Lang, Ant-Man. You're like, hold up, what is going on here? It's the reason why this is happening. The reason why this is happening because, like, yes, your money is important, but it's all about how you present yourself, how you are presenting yourself, and you guys go through great, too much. What's the word I want to say? You guys go through great lengths to try to impress when you really don't need to do so.
That's true.
I remember you and I were at Chippy Choppy Mall, and we were at the I forgot the name of the restaurant bar. Sitting there having beer, whatever, and then
reggae and pop.
Yeah.
Reggae and pop, the bar.
I'm sorry.
The bar.
Yeah. Yes. And so in this mall, so this is like a strata 5. So this is like in a high class area, and you're seeing beautiful women. I'm talking about like 8 9s, and like I don't judge men, but like these men are not well put together though. So it's just like it's a big difference. So you really don't have to do much as far as wearing all of the fancy clothes and things like that to get a woman's attention here. You really don't.
You really don't. If you got, like I said, if you got a white t-shirt and it's ironed, and you smelling good, and you got some the actual they will look down at your shoes to see. You know how they know that it's fake? They will count the in your Adidas. Yeah. They will count those dots inside the circle. Like the tip of your shoe. Yeah. Adidas has those dots. Yeah. Colombian women will count those dots just at a glance to see if your shoe is fake or real. They care less, dude, as long as they clean.
Yep.
They don't care if they old school SS Kresge's Woolworth shoes from back in the day that was slipping and sliding all over the place.
Woolworth, that's a throwback, man.
That's what I'm saying. They don't care nothing about that. Are they clean?
Right.
As long as they clean, you'll get the dude with the SS Kresge shoes on that will slip at the bottom, made of plastic at the bottom that slide when you was a kid. You can you can have the old school karate shoes on from back in the day.
Yeah. Yep.
As long as they clean, you're gonna get the coochie just as fast as a dude with some 2023 Jordans on. Dudes ain't gonna get no coochie no faster in South America. That's the part that probably got me rolling the most. When I see y'all get off the plane, y'all be having y'all little fancy Jordans on getting off the plane. Y'all got your little gold. Y'all think y'all doing. Y'all walking like John Travolta coming through customs. And y'all think y'all doing something. And I be looking at y'all like, you do realize all of what you got on, it'll get you no coochie. Like 15 minutes, no faster. Panties don't drop faster because you got on Jordans and you walking like you John Travolta, walking through that. Cause I'm a woman's man, no time to talk. I understand, brother.
You know what?
Walking through there like you John Travolta.
What's going to actually happen is you're actually going to get finessed, whether it be by the cab driver, because now the cab driver sees what you're wearing and where you're going. And that's another thing. With cab drivers, you got to be very, very careful in Colombia with cab drivers. I recommend, and this is a freebie, highly recommend using Uber, because with the cab driver, you could, the cab driver may say, hey, you know what? I'll do it for 50 mil pesos or something like that, and then see what you got wearing and see where you going, and then he'll raise the price on you. So you guys got to be careful with that. Uber in Colombia, Uber, that's where to go.
Yep. You go to Uber app, you can use your InDriver app, or you can use your DIDI app. And all of them will get you. Me and Andre. I mean, Andre is obvious Colombian.
Mm-hmm.
Every place we've been in this country, and we've got off on the airport, whether it was in Medellin, Cartagena, Santa Marta, whether it was in Medellin or coming back here to Cali, we never use a direct taxi when we got out to. Andre pull that app out. No matter where we are in Colombia, while we walk through the airport, she'd order us a taxi by way of Uber or InDriver or Didi.
Yeah.
And the people, there'd be 200 taxis sitting up there, and I'd be like, I'm so used to it. I'd be like, what's our taxi number? She said, well, the last 3 digits are 955. And so now we're looking at all these taxis going by. We're just waiting for 995 to come by, and it may be sometimes be a regular Uber, and sometimes it's a taxi. But we have never just jumped into a taxi.
No.
Now, one time, because you're right, they see you and they're like, oh, we're about to get this hustle going.
Yep.
And so at the end of the day, we're like, no, we're not about to waste our time. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll sit back and wait for our Uber to come or a taxi, and then we'll see everybody else jump in the taxi, and they'll be like, taxi, you want a taxi? You need a taxi? No, we good. No gracias, no gracias. And then 957 pulling up. There we go. Bam, there we go. And we're good every single time. Even when we're in the San Andreas, same thing. So you're 100% correct. Those taxi drivers know, and they see you with your fancy Jordans on. So you can. Usually I charge 50,000 pesos, but I'm gonna tell this American 115,000 pesos or 120,000 pesos.
Yep. Yeah, they'll definitely do that. And if you've never been there before. Like they're gonna try to charge you, like I mentioned, these guys, all the guy did was walk him to the gate, and he swindled them out of $55. I'm telling you, the finesse is real, and you guys gotta be careful. And don't cut corners, man. Get the consultations. Get the information. We have the information for you, and utilize that information, man, because we want to make sure that you guys get there and get back safe, but we do the research so this way you don't have to. But the thing about it is that, man, listen, and you want to complain, but listen, if anybody is good at something, never do it for free. So that's just that. And Dre has a bevy of information, right? And he gives you a free game every week. So imagine what he's giving y'all in the consultation.
And the crazy part is, for example, and this is, I talked about this before a couple of days ago. When you come to Colombia and you're dealing with pay for play, one of the things that the women have learned, never say currency. I'm gonna say that again. One of the things that many of the women, the street women, have learned, never say currency. You're in Cartagena, you see sexy women out there, and you want one of those late night pay for play women. You've been drinking in the bars with your boys, and you and your boys want some of the ladies. You walk up to one of the sexy ones, hola mami, blah, 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 blah. and you have to start the conversation, you know, and you ask her the price, and she says 400, and she's like a salesman. She sits back and wait. You like look at your board. She say 400, dog. Man, that's way too much, dog, for her dog. Well, how about 2? She like, more 200, more than me, oh Poppy, no. And you like, baby, come on now. Listo, more, listo. Okay. And the next thing you know, you coming out of $200 flat. She never asked you for $200. She asked you for 200,000 pesos, which was like $45.
Right.
But since you know everything and you didn't ask for a consultation to understand this hustle that the women do, you coming out of $200. And I understand what Russ told me last night. Russ said, well, you know, for some dudes, that $200 is less than what they would pay in Las Vegas or in Miami. I'm with Russ on that one. Except for that's how the pay-for-play prices got messed up for the dudes that don't go to Miami or Las Vegas. For the regular everyday dude that saved up for his vacation, came to South America, want to have fun with some pay-for-play, but he got to pay extra because you didn't know the currency was in pesos and you paid $200. So when the next dude get off the plane, he got to come out of $200 now. Why? Because of suckers like y'all.
The price done went up. Exactly.
Y'all let the price up. Like Fat Joe said, yesterday's prices ain't today's price.
Yep.
Y'all done messed the prices up just because you didn't, not because the coochie was good, because you don't know how good the coochie is. Not because the anal was good, because you ain't got a chance to put it in yet. Not because she gave fire head, you don't know. Because you sat back and paid and didn't make sure that you were giving her 200,000 in pesos, and you come out of $200 worth. It ain't tricking if you got it, but it is tricking if you stupid.
Yep, that's true.
Say that again. It ain't tricking if you got it, but it is tricking if you stupid. And you are the ones that's messing up the price. When I first came to Colombia, the price for you guys for pay-for-play, 40 to 60,000 pesos. Hey, Jay, I'm about to butt your head. Guess who's, this was in 2017. Guess who's still paying 40 to 60,000 pesos for the same pay-for-play in Cartagena, Medellin, Colombia, Cali, Barranquilla, Bogota?
Oh, the locals.
Boom. The price ain't changed for the local dude. And some of you dudes sit back and say, well, that's local convenience. No, even in the brothels, the local dude's still paying regular price. The same 40,000 pesos, which is like 15 to 20 to 21 bucks. The same 60,000 pesos, which is kind of like, you know, you divide that by 4, that's still like 17 to 20, 21, 23 bucks. The locals are still paying the same price, while you are paying almost 10 times as much between 2017 to 2023. But it ain't tricking if you got it. It ain't tricking if you got it, but it is tricking if you stupid. And that's why local men have no respect for us, because we come to these countries, whether it be in Europe, whether it be in Thailand, whether it be in Austria, whether it be parts of South Africa, and we do stupid stuff with our money. Ain't nothing wrong with having money, but if you stupid with it, you paying a stupid tax over and over and over again, that's where the problem comes in.
Yep, the stupid tax. You're absolutely right about that. And you know, it is tricking if you stupid, because you didn't take the time to learn about the currency. You just said, oh, you know what, man, I got like 5 bands in my pocket, man, it's lit, we all good, man, I ain't even gonna worry about it, right? And see, that's the thing, because we as people, melanated people, we always have this now mindset and never think about the future, and the future. And I'm talking about I know we're talking about pay for play, but I'm using that as a stepping stone to go somewhere with this. So what it is that we just focused on the now. We're never focused on the future or the day after that or the day after that. Yeah, man. You know what? Man, it's like, hey, you know what, brother Drake, man, I got five racks, man. We going out, we popping bottles, we throwing money in the air, boom, 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 right? Instead of throwing that money in the air, why not own that club? Or if there's 3 clubs that we went to, why can't we put ourselves in a position to own all 3 of these clubs?
While you were talking, I was just thinking about a brother I did a consultation with this morning, and we were looking at, and he won consultation regarding real estate and banking, and we were looking at condos, brand new condos in Cartagena, investment condos, 41,000, 38,000, 46,000, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, beautiful locations right off the water. You can Airbnb these things out, and all you need to put down is like 10 to 15,000 on the condo if it's in a new building that's accepting it like that. Or you could just stack your money and get a loan back home, or whatever it may be, sell one of your cars back home and be able to own a profitable Airbnb here in Colombia. But you rather pay stupid tax.
Right.
I give a perfect example of stupid tax in the States. We know Future got the money. We know Nick Cannon got the money. But we all still say Future is stupid and Nick Cannon is stupid. They're paying stupid tax. It's uncalled for to have as many children that they've had outside of wedlock, just to throw in the name of throw the money away. Even though Future and Nick Cannon have money, we all are looking at them for the most part like they stupid, aren't we?
Yeah.
Even though they got money. It's the exact same concept when you guys are traveling to these other countries. Just because you have money does not mean that you can get away with being stupid, just like Future and Nick Cannon are not being able to get away without us telling them, bruh, y'all stupid.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I mean, there's a certain number where it's like, as men, we got to look ourselves in the mirror and be like, whoa, you know what? I'm kind of doing too much right now, right? Because I think Future's at 7 or 8, and I think Nick is at 9.
9.
I mean, that's just too much. That's too much. And another person I would probably throw in there is Diddy too.
Yeah. Yeah, just out there to be out there. Just because you got money doesn't mean that you are in a position where you can be stupid and everybody's going to justify it by way of your dollars. Right. Well, I got money to pay for it. Okay, I still see you as stupid.
Right, exactly.
Your stupidity doesn't buy my wisdom. I'll say that again. Because a person does something stupid, no matter how much money they got, it doesn't buy my wisdom. It doesn't all of a sudden, well, you know what, since he got money, man, I'll let him get away with that stupidity. No, my wisdom says that's stupid if you're broke and stupid if you got money.
Right, exactly.
And it's the exact same thing when guys are traveling. We have to be a lot wiser with our decisions when it comes to these women. Because believe you me, these women that y'all sleeping with 4th grade and 8th grade educations, yes, I said it. Many of the women that y'all sleeping with in South America only got 4th to 8th grade educations. And while y'all still sleeping with them, I promise you this, these women are studying you guys day and night. They have never had a degree, but they watch and they share, and they got WhatsApp groups. You think your little raggedy WhatsApp group is something? They got networks across the country of WhatsApp groups. It can say, girl, I got one and he did this, that, and then this. And the other ones can confirm it and say, yeah, I've had something like this. So here's what we're going to do. The next time those Americans get off the plane, blah, 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 blah. They talk about the difference between tricking with a white dude and an Asian dude. The difference between chicken with a local and brothers getting off the plane coming from the States. They got this down to a science to where they know, well, you know, all we got to do is cook for them, and then they'll this, that, and then this.
That's a fact.
They got this down to a science. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with pay for play. I understand you guys are coming down, you partying, but you overdoing it. And that's where the simping comes in. You doing too much.
Yep.
You're doing too much with that overpaying. And that's what the topic is for the night.
Yep.
Dudes doing too much. Slow down.
For real. Definitely doing too much. And you know what? Like, whether these women have fourth to eighth grade education, guys, you should never sleep on these women resourcefulness. And we all know women in this space. It could be a woman, stateside, could be a woman in Europe, could be a woman in the continent of Africa. These women communicate with each other. So as Dre mentioned, okay, so I got these group of black guys coming through or whatever. And maybe a group of girls that's hung up with some black guys. Oh, the black guy's kind of like this. And the Asian guy kind of likes that. I'm telling you, they have their own network. Just like how we have the WhatsApp groups and we're talking about different things or whatever. Of course, I'm never going to leak any information on here. I'm no rat. But you know what I mean? Like, that's what they're doing as well. They have their own network. I think Jeff says social engineering. Yes, they do. They have their own network, and they know exactly what they're doing. Okay, so you know what? And even with the price, right? So here's what happened. I'm telling you, this is what happened. A couple of guys were faded. The girl said 400 mil pesos. 400 mil pesos, I believe that's about $100 US. And so the guy is thinking like, oh man, you know what? Man, 400, man, she kind of bad, but you know what, man? Let me see if I could get her for like 250 or 300, and see, you just overpaid yourself. You just overpaid yourself, but not even just the pay for play, but like when you're going out, let's say like to the local shops and you're buying stuff, right? And you're overpaying for that stuff as well. So what the message is that if you don't know the currency or you don't care enough to study the currency, you leave your fellow man holding the bag now.
Yes, you do. So the next man paying a piper.
Right. So yeah. So this could be a taxi cab. This could be at the local market. And since we're talking about simps, so we're talking about dating and relationships. This is how pay for play comes into play. No pun intended, but like this is the reason why this is being mentioned. But on all facets, if you're not understanding the currency and you're not willing to move properly, you're putting your other man in messed up positions.
Absolutely. And as you were speaking, I was thinking about a lot of places that guys go to. The local men don't even go to. Most local men you're not going to see in Parque Aires in Medellin when it's time for them to do pay for play. Pay for play industry is all men. I'm going to say this again. The pay for play industry among men is local men as well as foreign men. So don't just think it's foreign guys down here that's paying play. Local dudes are paying just as much, but they don't pay as much. I mean, they do it just as much, in other words. But you're not going to see local men at the clock tower in Cartagena. That is not going to happen.
Nope.
You're not going to see local men in the Sasua paying in the same areas that you dudes are paying in DR. That is not going to happen.
Right.
Here in Cali, local men do not go where tourists go. Same thing in Cartagena. You ain't gonna see no local dudes under a clock tower with all that light coming down. Where they cousin might run into them, their sister might run into them, their co-worker might see them out there.
Their wife,
the wife, or the
right.
wife's sister, or the wife's dad.
Right.
The local men ain't out there. It's you foreigners that's out there under the clock towers. It's you foreigners that's in Parqueyeras. It's you foreigners that's all through Sasua that's doing it like that. So the question is, where do the local men go? Find out where the local men are going and go there, because that's where the local prices are. Just like when you come here and you go to Exito, their version of Walmart,
yep.
and you pay their prices, Exito prices. But then when you go to the fruit markets, you paying almost a third of what you would pay when you go into the grocery store to get those bananas or apples or whatever it may be. It's the exact same thing. Find out talk to the local guys. Find out where they go to, what strip clubs they go to, what brothels they go to, what swinger spots they go to. Once you find out where the local men go, you're going to start paying local man prices. But as long as you continue to always whine about, well, I'm only here 5 days and it's only $300, so that's cool. But you got to realize it became $300 because the last man said what you said. I'm only here 5 days. It's only $150, and it got to $150 because the man before him said, I'm only here 5 days. I'm only paying $50, and the dude before him said, I'm only here 5 days. I'm only paying $25. Y'all all messed it up for each other, and you're going to continue to mess it up for each other. And I promise you, the day is going to continue to come with some of you dudes where the regular price of some of these places in Thailand, in South Africa, in some of the places in Mozambique, and some of the places in Brazil, you're going to be kicking out $500 per chick. You're going to be paying stateside prices, and then y'all going to be upset. That's when y'all going to get mad. Y'all not mad now when it's just $100 or $200 or $300. No. When these chicks start charging y'all the same prices that women in the United States get, because they don't know now. We know what chicks in Vegas get, that $1,500, that $900, that $600. We know it because we live in the States. But once these women in other countries find out that y'all paying this amount of money to take out women, y'all paying $400 for a date, but you don't want to pay me $400 for coochie in South America, these women gonna start charging y'all $400 or $500. Bet that. You can bet that. That's one thing I definitely see coming. Prices leveling themselves off globally. And then you can't blame nobody else but you dudes that's talking about it ain't tricking if you got it.
Right, but it's tricking if you're stupid, and you guys don't do the research. You guys don't want to understand the currency. You guys don't want to put any effort into trying to learn the language, and you guys get finessed. Oh, it's all good, man. It's it's only another 100, 125, 150 bucks, man. But see, this is how the wealthy stay wealthy, man, because they spend less and earn more. I don't know how many times I've said that on my channel, man. You got to spend less and earn more. No matter what you're doing in life, yeah, we're talking about pay for play, and we having a little fun with it, but look beyond the whole pay for play thing of what we're saying, and take this part of the conversation extremely serious, because when you spend less and you are earning more, you're thinking about, you're not only thinking about your life, but us who are fathers or who want to be fathers. Now you're thinking about your child's life and their child's lives. And so we got to start thinking in that mindset, because we always think about this today. And that's the problem, especially with people that look like us. We always want to live in the moment, but don't really want to focus on the future moments. Build for the future. Stop focusing on the present, because your presence won't be felt if you don't have a present tomorrow.
Yeah. So correct. Got any other notes down there for us on the topic?
Man, I think on that one, man. I'm pretty good, man. I just want to thank you for coming out and heating up, man. Because this was
Anytime.
definitely a great conversation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me go back into some of these comments. I'm just trying to make sure that I get to everyone before we close out because we are at almost at the 2.5 hour mark, and it's almost 1 a.m. here for me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know it's about to be midnight for you. If you go into LATAM, you must understand regateer is a way of life. I can show you better than I can tell you. Arthur Will says the
DOC, the
DOC,
doc. Mm-hmm.
yeah, the doc, J Electronics, the late great Nipsey Hussle, Fabulous, T.I., Waka Flocka, Diddy, etc. All became cleanup men. Oh man, yep. A lot of rappers pay the stupid tax by becoming the cleanup man. Well, a lot of rappers will, and this is why spaces like these are important because something that you mentioned earlier, Dre, like us as men, we were taught to be that knight in shining armor for these situations because a lot of us were raised by single women, so it was noble of us to step up and be, and take care of, the single moms. Now, if the husband ended up, passing away, I get that. But like, if you are, if you got knocked up by a Pookie or Ray Ray, then that's a completely different conversation. You know what I mean? But a lot of men think that it's noble to step up in that way. Mike T says noted. All definitely make sure that you do subscribe to Andre and Andre Love Crossing Borders. They are teetering on 7K, I think, man. That's good.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Yes, Uber all the time. Make sure they end the ride after final destination. Well, I don't think they can add on unless you add on.
Right.
I don't
Right.
Yeah. So I don't think they can add on. So it's a fixed rate because I mean I've never had an Uber guy try to run game on me, and if he did, I was already on it. Like, okay, like I take a screenshot. This is how much this costs. Listen, nah, you're not gonna try to finesse me, dog.
Yeah. Then a lot of app like InDriver, you can connect it to your credit card, so you can automatically once you get to your destination, you click and the payment automatically goes through. So with InDriver, you can actually pay the cash, Colombian pesos, or you can actually it's connected to your credit card. You connect it to your credit card, and you can automatically just okay, cool. I don't have any cash on me right now, but I can pay for my Uber ride, and bada bing, bada boom, bam, and you're good.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. These chicks are the worst in their country.
No, they're not. Pause. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Fellas.
Tim, I was trying to save you, but
no, I can't go save him from this one. These chicks are the worst in their country. Let's read the sentence for what it should have said. The chicks you choose are the worst in these countries. That's the problem. I'll sit back and I was in my area. I was watching sisters jogging. I mean, fine sisters. And where we live, if you single and you live in here, because we got some beautiful single women that live in our building. And if you single and you live in this zone, oh, she doing it. She making money. And I'm watching as I'm walking to the gym, and I'm watching all these bad sisters just jogging by. And I'm thinking to myself, these are the women that these guys will never meet. They never give these women the time of day. These are the women that got off work from their offices or got off work from wherever they were working, and they put on their jogging outfit and they're going to the gym. or they're jogging and exercising. And I'm looking at it, we're in zone 5 of zone 6. So the single women, because I see a lot of these women are single, they're living in this area without a man's help. So quite obvious they got their own money. Gorgeous as can be. And y'all ignore these women all day. Y'all ignore them in Medellin. Y'all ignore them in Cartagena. Y'all ignore them in Bogota. Y'all ignore them in Cali. So with this statement right here, these chicks are the worst in their country. Say it for what it is. The women that you guys are choosing are the worst in these countries. You go to the Philippines and in the top 10% of money earners, but you only date in the bottom 10% of money earners because they're beautiful bottom feeders. You come to Colombia, you're in the top, if you make 35,000, you're in the top 10% of money earners, but you only date in the bottom 10% of money earners. You love beautiful bottom feeders. Y'all do that in Brazil. You do that in Ecuador. You do it in Mexico. You walk into a country. Soon as you get off the plane, your economics are in the top 10%. And all you ever lay down with is in the bottom 10%. And then you want to assume that all the other Colombian women or all the other women in Thailand or in Singapore or so none of these women that are nurses, none of these women that are doctors, none of these women that are true attorneys and politicians that I've actually had a chance to smash when I first came to Colombia. None of these women that I see jogging up and down in this zone that if you can't afford it, you can't live here. All these sisters. All of them the same as the rest of the pay-for-play chicks, huh? You wouldn't know because you don't give them a chance. You don't get these women. You guys, if I can get you guys to realize something, start giving at least one good woman a chance. What do I mean? In your phone. I don't care if you got 25 pay-for-play in here. Cool. Enjoy them all. But at least have 2 regular good women in your phone in that 5 days that you met 2. Stop at least one good woman in the grocery store. Stop at least one good woman at the bus stop. One good woman while you in the gym. Put at least one in 5 days. Can you walk up to at least 1 or 2 good women and have at least 2? You got 25 pay for play. You had enough to get to 25, didn't you? You got enough to stop them, didn't you? You ain't no problem stopping them, did you? You with your broken Spanish, did you? You got that number in your phone, the WhatsApp, didn't you? You got the Instagram, didn't you? It's the same thing you can do with regular women. So when y'all be crying about how the women in these other countries are, finish the sins. The women that you guys are choosing, that 10% bottom feeders that y'all choosing, those are the worst ones in the country. So let's talk about the good ones or the best ones in these countries. Because you ain't giving them half a chance. Even if you got 25 bottom feeders in your phone, you should have at least 2 good ones in your phone. And a lot of y'all don't. And that's what the problem is.
Let me add on to that, and I want to ask you a question, Dre. Now, everything that you said was absolutely correct. Where like these guys aren't finding these women. Now, do you think that is it that one that these guys don't want to put themselves in a position to find these women, or is it that these women are in places that these guys don't go, or is it a bit of all of the above? So, A, basically saying that these guys don't go to where the women are at. B, these women don't make themselves accessible, or C, is it a combination of both?
I'm see the way that you described it, you would assume that most of it is taking place in their lives outside the states, right? The bottom feeders outside the states, the women that do them wrong outside the states. Come on, Jay, let's be real. These dudes couldn't pick a good woman in the states. That's why they pick trashy women outside the states.
Say that.
We're all children of habit. You can, if you're a dude that's in the States and you've had some good women, I mean some good women in your life, but it just didn't gel. You were still a good dude. There was still a good woman, but it just didn't gel. That's cool. That's different from a dude that he don't pick no good women in the States. He get on a plane with a passport. Guess what he gonna pick in Colombia? The same quality of women. A lot of dudes, you can tell what type of women they dealt with in the States.
That's
You
true.
sit back, you just watch them. You be like, you know what? You don't come. Dudes do not come to South America and all of a sudden they're czars and I'm proper and I've got my things together. No, if you wasn't in the States, you ain't in another country. You can't zoom you from Thailand. You zooming you to Thailand. I'm gonna say that again. You can't zoom yourself from Thailand. You zoom into Thailand. So all of you and all of the habits that you had with women in the States, that's going with you, player. I was a dude in the States. I've had a lot of great women. I can't complain. Good women. But just because it didn't work out didn't mean they weren't good women. So when I came to other countries, guess what type of women I gravitated to? And men like me, and men like you, good women. Why? I was already in the habit of gravitating to attractive, beautiful, supportive, understanding, good women. Just because their career or their lifestyle took them in one direction and mine took me in a different direction didn't make us good people in the States. So it was easy for me, at least for me and dudes like me, to gravitate to those beautiful women that's jogging down the street. Why? Because them the type of chicks I was dating in the States, women that exercised and took care of their body, while y'all still sleeping with the nasty 70% of women that's obese in the States. So I'm not going to put the blame on the women in other countries, the behavior of other countries, the politics and the police of other countries. No. I ain't never had a problem with the police knocking on my door anytime I was doing when I was single. Why? Because I didn't deal with the type of women that dudes deal with when they're in Sasua. I didn't deal with the same type of. I'm not being braggadocious. Hear me out. I'm talking on behalf of men that we walk like we got some dang sense in our head when we were in the States. So when we got to other countries, walking like we got some sense was already second nature. But if you don't walk like you got some dang sense while you in the States, kings, that's what dudes' problem is. And nobody wants to talk about that. Some dudes got hustled in the States. Then they came to Colombia and got scopolamine. We focus on the scopolamine part and say, oh man, my man got scope. They took everything. He ain't telling the story about his ex in the States when she was taking him for everything without scoping him. We only want to see the outside of the state story of a dude's life. But on the inside of the States, some of y'all be picking trashy chicks in the States. And so you already in the habit of picking trash chicks or picking one night stand chicks because America's a hookup culture. And so you come to Colombia, which is not a hookup culture. So you need hookup chicks. And that's why you end up with beautiful bottom feeders, because those are the only ones in most of South America that's going to get with you like that immediately on first day. Party girls, pay for plays. Nothing wrong with that, but don't try to treat the rest of the good women the same way that the pay for play and the party girls do, y'all. Ain't no good women ever, not one. I ain't never read no story that was a good woman in South America with a good job that ever drugged a dude. Ever. It's always the same chicks with the same background. It'll never be a chick that got something about herself. It'll never be a chick that live in a good area, got her own spot, got her own responsibilities. She got her own car. It'll never be them chicks. It's always them beautiful bottom feeders that be scoping y'all every single time. And I dare somebody to prove me wrong. Every single time. It's the same look. It's the same neighborhood, same barrio looking chicks. Same chick you could tell that she ain't got nothing else going on but her beauty. And they always con y'all by saying, can I invite my friend over? Y'all get scoped. And they don't go back to zone 5. They don't come back over to here. No, bruh. Them chicks that scoping y'all with the low self-esteem that you had in the States and you bringing it over here, them chicks go right back to zone 1, zone 2, zone 3 where they belong and sleep on their floor and sleep on that thin ass mattress. That's what they do. So don't ever assume that any of you dudes that ever got drugged in South America, and I'm talking about all of South America, that it was a chick that had something going on about herself that drugged y'all. Because the women that got something going on about themselves, y'all don't even talk to anyway. That's the problem, kings. Dudes ain't right in the States. And so they come to other countries and don't notice that you are the one that you bring to other countries. And whatever habit that you got when it come to women, you bring that same habit with you. So if you deal with ain't women in the States, you're going to deal with ain't out of the States. Every single time. Guaranteed. So what's our point? The reason why Kings is talking about this, and I'm about to shut up, is tonight's topic is, man, we need to get ourselves together before we start traveling using our passports. Because if we ain't mentally right, we can get tricked and end up becoming Western Union poppies or whatever.
Yep. No, you absolutely right, man. I think what's important. I think what's important to note is, right, because there's some groups and I see some of the guys are talking and I'm just like, man, like some of these women are just low quality women. And I'm not calling any guys out specifically, but it's just like, as you mentioned, the mentality that you had or the quality woman that you were dealing with stateside, that's the type of quality woman that you're going to be dealing with no matter where you are in the world. So you could say, hey, you know what? I want to escape the matrix and I want to deal with these different type of women. But it's like, okay, so you post up a picture and like she looks like the same type of woman that you were dealing with, only she may be a different ethnicity, but she still got the long nails, she still got the weave, she still look ratchet. You know what I mean? So it's like, come on, are you really escaping? Like, what are you escaping?
Nothing. And you can't escape yourself. That's the part. You can't escape the new and improved you, the better you, the best of you. You can't escape that. But you can't escape the worst of you either. I can't escape the worst of me. And so I decided, I kid you not, man. And I mean this. That's why I got counseling. That's why I sat down with therapists like Kevin Samuel said. Long before he said it, I did it, man. I sat down with counseling. My job, I didn't even know that my job, part of our medical insurance, you got 5 free sessions with a counselor. After those 5 free, then you will pay like a copay, like $25 per session. Yeah, I took advantage of my sessions and got therapy and tried to find out what was going on with Andre to improve myself, to make myself a better person. So by the time I decided to leave America, I wasn't the old Andre. When y'all hear those stories of womanizer and player and swinger clubs and brothels and all that, I was a completely different person. So I was ready for Andrea. But if the old Andre who hadn't got therapy had come to Colombia, I would have never met Andrea. Right. I would have met some good women and I would have messed it up. Why? Because Andre in the States meet good women and mess it up. You with me with that? The habit that I had in the States would have came along with me. I would have met a bunch of great Colombian women on their grind, on their purpose, gorgeous, because that's what I was meeting in the States. And I would have messed it up because that's what I was doing in the States, meeting gorgeous, good sisters and women of other cultures that were professional and good and were supportive. And I was just destroying good friendships, good relationships in the name of one night standing, in the name of lying all the time. You talking about a dude that used to lie about everything, just be lying to me. Like my mother used to say, boy, you just lie to be lying. And I was doing it, and all of a sudden I didn't realize I was doing it in my 30s. Just lying to be lying to women. They were like, you ain't got the lie to get the coochie, Craig. You ain't got the lie to kick it. Right. Just lying. So I had to get past that. Why is Andre lying about stuff? I'm not lying about money. I'm not lying. I'm just giving off an image that these ladies had a chance to be with this good man. And they didn't. I'm lying. So I had to go to therapy to realize, why am I doing this? Why did I have this habit of doing therapy for all type of stuff? So when I came to Colombia, guess who ain't got to deal with a liar? Andrea.
Right.
Guess who ain't had to deal with a liar before I met Andrea? The ladies in Colombia that I met, they met an honest dude. Because I got help, you know, and to start my spiritual growth. And whatever it may be for you guys, whether it be meditation, whether it be going to the mosque, the temple, or whether it be going to the synagogue, whether it be going to get counseling, you got to get you right, bro. Because I'm telling you, if you think that you go come down here after you done ruined 10, 15 good relationships with some good women in America, or you only pick party girls while you was in America, and you think you coming to these other countries and all of a sudden you gonna find you a good woman, it ain't gonna happen. Because even if you do find a good woman, you gonna F it up. I promise you that. You are going to take you as the common denominator to every country you go to. And whatever you were doing and treating women like in the States, that's literally how you're going to treat women in other countries, no matter how traditional, no matter how submissive, no matter how supportive they are. You will F it up every single time, and you'll run back to pay for play, you'll run back to partying, or you'll run back to the States, and you'll do just like that one brother with the comment, all the women in those countries ain't right. No, I'm paraphrasing, but you know what I'm saying.
No, you're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right, and I think that more and more of these conversations about certain men, and let's just be transparent here, certain guys don't need to be traveling because, like, brother, you need to make sure that you taking care of yourself mentally, because if you don't have your mental together, like, your problems are gonna follow you no matter where you go. There's this girl I used to hook up with years ago, and so she would move to like different places and stuff, and I, so she'd be like, hey, I'm moving here, right? I'm like, oh wow, what happened? It's just a lot of drama, blah blah blah. Long story short, so she go to that place, then she come back, and I'm like, hey, what happened? Oh, a bunch of drama here. I'm gonna be here for a few months or whatever, save up, and then I'm gonna go to another place. Long story short, this woman kept moving around, but what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over again. So she's driving herself crazy, moving to all these different states, all these different places, but not realizing that the problem is her. So why am I saying this? Men, we have to realize that we are the problem sometimes. And so what Dre's talking about is that, men, we have to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves. We're taking care of our mental. Whether you do go to the mosque or church, or you
temple,
temple, right? Take the opportunity to talk to a counselor, male counselor, a counselor of your peers. So if you're melanated, talk to a melanated man. So this way, and a masculine man. So this way he can, you can really have that masculine conversation, because we are not good to anyone physically if we are not good to ourselves mentally.
True. That's so true, brother.
Yep. Black Baja Toy, salute to you. He says, had a friend only confident with big women in the States, and then in Mexico, he only had confidence in getting big women. Azar says, hello, Kings. How you doing, Azar? Some guys got little to no play before going to other countries. Okay. Mr. Pirate Brand, in the States, a lot of us black men are damaged. When we pack our suitcases, we pack us up in the suitcases. We pack up our problems in the suitcases, so we gotta make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. But before we do, hold on, capped up. Don't save her; she don't want to be saved.
So true.
Now that's the true definition of tricking. I think he might have been talking to me. Oh, not the prayer list.
I get put on the prayer list. That's the most you're gonna get.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, but we was talking about where she's like she's not feeling well. We gonna pray for her. Yeah,
That's all you can get. Like on the prayer list.
yeah. So,
Papa, but Poppy, I need the money. I know you do. God will provide. You don't think God will provide for you? You don't believe in God? Keep on waiting. God gonna provide for you. Hit me back. Hit me back when your miracle take place. Text me when your miracle take place.
Right, man. Y'all dudes need to stop paying these chicks rents and kind of what Dre was saying, man. Like, you guys are not the only ones. So you're like, oh, you know what, man? Man, I'm only, whether it be her rent, her cable bill, her phone bill, like, oh man, it's only $50 a month or whatever. So what's 50 times 7? I'm just trying to think. What's 50 times 7? What's that? 1250. I think that's 1250. Oh, 350. Okay, yeah, 350. So 350. So 350. Let's say her rent costs like $70, $80. So she's got rent. So she's got rent for 3 months. What Dre said, 3 months. Some rappy, kids get sneaker, and the double bed. Oh, the double bed was comfy. Oh, and by the way, when those girls are taking pictures in your hotel or Airbnb, so basically what she's doing is she's taking promotion for the next guy, by the way. So just wanted to let you guys know that. So when she's taking that picture and you are noticeably not in the picture and she doesn't offer to take a picture with you, no, it's because she does the snap. Oh, this is promotion for later on or tomorrow or whenever, whenever this guy leaves. Oh, you know what, boo? Yeah, man, I'm only here for the weekend.
Especially if your camera, hey, Kings, especially if your camera is better than hers. Babe, you got the iPhone and she got this old, like the iPhone 4, or she got an old Galaxy from like 4 years ago. Right. Baby, take a picture of me, take a photo of me, and you just so gullible. You just ooh, baby, now pose, now stick your butt out and send them to me, baby. And you like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna see you these photos. Yeah, girl, here you go. Cause you got the original, so you so happy to have the original. Cause you're gonna show them on WhatsApp and brag. And she got the copy, and guess what? She taking those copies straight to Instagram, straight to her Facebook page, and she go, dude.
Those are all promotion.
When I sit back and I say, I've gotten promotion pictures from chicks that I was smashing that ended up in WhatsApp groups 2 years later with the same photos. Like, I'm smashing her in 2018, right? 2017.
Yeah.
I see in the pop up in the WhatsApp group. Now I'm with Andre at this time period. I'm seeing chicks pop up in WhatsApp groups that I'm just so happen to still be in from 2017 to 2021. Like, and these dudes bragging. I'm like, bruh. And then I'm like, I pull the dude to the side and I send them the original copies. Hey, bro, I got the original copies, bro. Yeah, that was my Airbnb, bro. That was, yeah. Her and her sister, her and her mama look just like her. Yep. I know. She's a school teacher. And I start breaking it down like, yeah, they be like, yeah, dog, she is. Because I don't never put it directly into the group. I ain't trying to, embarrass nobody. I do it on a separate, hey, bro, just to let you know, just to give you heads up. This ain't a competition thing. I already got a girl. But I'm just letting you know, them photos, I got the originals. Let me send them to you. It's some photos that you ain't even got, bro. And I throw them photos from that exact night or nights that I was smashing that same. And it's happened to me several times. Mm-hmm. Several times, dude.
Yeah.
And y'all be so in love. And it's the funny part. Hey, Kings, them dudes be so in love with the chick. They can't wait to get home and send money to Western Union. Hey, Kings, dudes be so much in love with the chicks in Colombia that they can't wait to get home to send money to the woman in Colombia. Why they still in Colombia?
Right.
I can't wait to wire her. And I'll be like, man, do I tell him? Do I tell the dude the truth? Or do I let him sit up here and get his head bust wide open and continue to throw photos into the WhatsApp groups about this chick that I know I've been with her and her sister? And so I'll be like, okay, hey, bro, I'm just looking out for you. You can be mad at me if you want to. I'm just throwing you the originals, bro. Go ahead, get these original photos. Take care of your business, bro. So if you're gonna smash her, keep smashing her, but don't think she's more than what she is. She's just a party girl, bro.
Right. She for the streets, man. And I'm glad that, man. I'm glad that some guys are able to actually accept the fact and move accordingly, because there are some guys, man. There are some guys that will think like, man, oh, she's reformed, she's changed. Nah, man, she ain't changed, bro. She ain't changed. She's a chameleon. She's a chameleon. She changed for you. Once you back on that airplane, oh, it's party time up. Oh, be a boy, I'm gonna miss you, blah, blah, blah. Man, listen. Hey, man, she knows once you on that plane, you ain't got no service. Oh, she calling the next dude up. Oh, I'm at the airport. I'm at the airport waiting for you or more. What time your flight get in? Man, bro, listen.
Man, here's the kicker.
Yeah.
When dudes, is one thing when the dudes don't know the currency and they get hustled because they just don't know the currency. It's another thing when dudes get hustled and they don't know what the rent is here in Colombia.
Right.
Poppy, I need $500. Girl, what you need $500 for? My rent is due. Bruh, your girl lives in zone 2 and 3. You with me? Zone 2, 3, and 1 in most cities in Medellin, most cities in Colombia, 75, less than $100 a month.
Yeah.
Your girl living in a spot and it's $75 a month. Now, of course, that doesn't include the electricity and everything, but dude, out here in zone 5, zone 6, you paying $600, $500, $400, $1,000 a month. These zone 5, zone 6, this is the suburbs. Out there in them barrios where your paper plate girl came from or your party girl came from, $75 a month. So here's the kicker, Kings. They really don't even need another dude, because you done paid you sent her $500 and her rent only $100. That means that you done paid the equivalent of 5 dudes. That if she had to call 5 dudes to get her rent paid, you pay for that.
Oh yeah.
Man, the hustle is so good, and I don't blame the ladies. I really don't. Get your money, ladies. If you see these clowns getting off the plane, get your money. I ain't want to interrupt at all. Because if you dumb enough not to learn the terrain or do consultations before you leave and go to these countries, that's your fault, bruh. And don't be blaming all these other good, hardworking women and all these gorgeous women that would have went out on a date with you and let you smash every time you came to town, but you ain't giving them no time. Don't be blaming them because you got by these bottom feeders. Don't be mad at the rest of these Colombian women, these Brazilian women, the rest of the women that's in Chile, the rest of the women in Thailand and Singapore and in Europe. They fought you, stupid. You wanted beautiful bottom feeders because that's what you deal with in the States. Go ahead, deal with them. But don't be mad at the rest of the good women. Just like you can't be mad at good women in the States because some woman did you wrong. You can't get mad at the women in Colombia because some knucklehead females that you got 25 of knuckleheads in your phone and you ain't putting no good ones in your phone. That's your fault.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, and I had said this on one of my live streams, and might have been a couple of weeks ago, but I said that, like, guys, if you, and I'm not, I don't mind if guys do pay for play or whatever, but the thing is that if you don't at least, so if you have, let's say, hypothetically speaking, you have like 10 girls, at least a good 3 of them should be regular girls. At 7, at least 3. Like, get that 30%. But if all 100 are paid for play, it's like, wow.
Bruh, even I had enough sense when I first came to Medellin. I had enough sense to have I knew that these girls were party and pay for play. And then I had enough sense to be with, like I said, I got the attorneys, I got the business owners, I got this one in my phone. I may have like 3, 4, 5 really nice, down to earth, good career women in my phone. that I'm dealing with, and I'm trying to get to them, but they ain't coming as fast. So I got to pay for play party girls by way, for me, it was by way of the brothels, because it was brothels were always safer for me. Shout out to True Life. And so see what I'm saying? And so brothels and the strip clubs were always safer for me. I'm not about to go to no corner. I'm not about to go to no parque areas and deal with no pavement. That is not no. I let you dudes that like to be seen on the streets do that. Me, the ones in the bar, no. You can get a dance, no. No. I won't buy you a drink, no. I'm using this drinking money because I'm going to the brothel after this club closed. I'm going straight to True Life, and I'm having me a good time with the money I would have spent on buying you popping bottles with you. I'm about to pop a coochie.
Facts, man. Facts. Shout out to Kim in the building. Thank you, Kim, for joining.
Shout out to Kim.
Yes, man. I mean, yeah, no street meat. And the thing is, man, you know, you guys, when it comes to parquettes, man, you guys, like, you gotta realize that there is more to many than just parquettes. And parquettes, I get it, because you see things that you're familiar with. They have the Domino's, they have the Pizza Hut, they have the McDonald's. They're playing the hip hop, they're playing the trap music, but don't you leave the state so that you can have something different? Don't you want to have a taste of like what they actually have to offer? I mean, now if you're going there during the day, cool, because you know there's some malls around it, there's some pretty cool places and things that you can do. But once, like I tell people when I do consultations, after 6 p.m., get out of there. 6 p.m. no parquettes.
No parquettes. Go to all these other clubs in Medellin, such a beautiful city. Right. Go to other spots. Yeah.
If you want to do, you want to do some shopping during the day, and there's
nice malls.
Yeah, Santa Fe. You want to go to Santa Fe Mall or what have you? Cool, do your thing. But after 6, get out of there, man. Get out of there. There's nothing productive for you, because around that time, then you got the guys on the motos, as you mentioned, right? You know, they got the way that they can put the motos on stealth mode. Also, when you're walking down a one-way street, first of all, don't walk down a one-way street, by the way, because that's how they get you. So, one-way streets, that's how they get you. Also, when you are in the middle of intersections and you're waiting for the light, and you're looking down, not paying attention, they zip right past and snatch the phone. They don't even have to pull it out.
My boy got done like that. He said Dre, it happened in slow motion. He said it happened in slow motion. And I told him, I said, bro, do not be standing on the edge of the corner with a cell phone in your hand.
No.
What did he do? Literally.
No.
Like, F what you talking about, Dre. Man, the dude, he said, Dre, I'm standing there with the cell phone in my hand. He said, and I glance up, I see the moto coming. He said, by the time, he said, me and the dude look each other in the eye. He said, and all of a sudden, by the time I looked that way, my phone was gone with him. I said, you gave papaya.
Yeah.
He had to get you.
Right.
That's what give papaya means. You got to eat the papaya because it'll rot. You gave him papaya. He had to get you. Like I always say, I say, man, that man was on his way to his grandmama's house coming from work. He wasn't planning on getting nobody for the day. And all of a sudden, he saw you standing there on the corner with a cell phone out saying, here's papaya. Man, he had to get you, bruh.
Yep.
He had to.
Yeah, those four-way intersections, like if you're texting someone or if you're on a video call with somebody or something like that, make sure that you're looking up and both ways, or put your phone in your front pocket, not your back pocket.
Man, I've seen.
I can do so much game on better you, man, but.
I saw this one dude on video, man. The motorcycle was going that way.
Mm-hmm.
The dude was over his fence. Like he had his house. He leaned on the fence like anybody would. He just texted. The motorcycle come by and he get back. You know, Colombians love driving on the sidewalk. He came back. And remember I said they know how to make their motorcycles become quiet like cats.
Yep.
And by the time that motor revved up, my man leaned over the fence, texting. He ain't looking up, because that's how you always get got, because you always texting and not looking up. All of a sudden, that motorcycle on that block just went wham. And he was gone with my man's phone. And you couldn't chase him because you stuck in your fence. You got to open up your gate and then run and chase. It's too late now. Another female, Colombian.
Yeah.
That's why when I have my backpack on, I keep my full backpack on. I don't have it on half an arm.
Yeah.
The reason why, because, and I also keep if I do have it on one arm, I'll always have the arm always facing toward the inside of the street, not the outside of the street. Yeah. I've seen Colombian women get their purse snatched because all the dude had to do, because she had her arm right on the edge just facing the street. And all the Colombian dude had to do was ride by, reach his arm out, and keep rolling. And I've seen that happen so many times.
Yeah.
I saw one sister, man, she almost caught the motorcycle, man. Them sisters can run, boy. That's as soon as it snapped. She was walking with her son. This woman forgot she had a child. that dude snatched her purse so fast, and that sister, it was like it was planned. That sister she was like flying, like she was like she just in the Olympics running, and she almost caught my man. I was like, dang. But that comes from doing simple things. Yep. Giving papaya. She knew better than to be walking on the edge of the street with your purse strap facing the street. And that dude came up like a cat. He really did, man. He slowed that bike down, and that engine got real quiet. And she walking with her son, and she minding her business, going that way. And all of a sudden, my man revved that motor up, snatch, gone.
Yep. Yeah, you guys, man, you guys gotta really, really be careful. Don't get papaya, just like what Dre was saying, man. Just, you guys gotta make sure that you guys are really, really careful. The first thing that we both, Dre and I, talked about was realizing that you are not in the United States anymore, right? And
True.
And there's some areas, not all of us, but there's some areas in the United States where, like, you wouldn't do that even at a crosswalk. Man, there's some areas where I know some of y'all probably wouldn't even have the phone out because somebody's like, oh, that's an iPhone. Oh, I'm gonna need that, right? You know what I mean? So,
I don't pull mine out.
You're gonna have to give that up.
I only pull mine out if I don't pull my phone out, dude, in public ever. Yeah. I got the Galaxy, but it's the Galaxy S22. Okay. And that's just as expensive as the iPhone.
That's
you see what I'm saying? And so I'm not about to sit up here and lose a $1,200 phone just because I'm trying to flex in it. No, that's all right.
Right.
When I'm in the truck, I can put my phone out. And then even in the truck, I got to make sure the window's up because we got the tent.
Yeah.
I can't be sitting dude, man, you just do not know. In a taxi, whether you be in Europe, whether you be in Asia, or whether you be in some parts of Asia, or whether you be in South America, or even some parts of Africa, if you are in a taxi and a motorcycle pull up next to your taxi, bruh, roll your window up or put your phone away. Because they will, as soon as that light change, they will snatch your cell phone out of that taxi so fast while you're like this. Yep. You're texting in a taxi, it's hot, and the windows are rolled down, and you're texting, and the next thing you know, it's true. Gone.
That's true. That's very true. That's something I learned really quickly when I first got to Colombia, where like I tried to roll the windows down and And the Uber driver, he rolled it back up and he said, "Nah, you don't want to do that." I was like, "Okay."
Nope. You don't want to do that, man, because I know
Yeah,
you
he's
text,
like, "Nah, you don't want to
your
do that."
people, you're
I was
calling
like,
your
"I
people, letting you know
understood."
that you good.
I understood immediately. I understood immediately. He said, no. He said, "No, you don't do that. You don't do that here." I said, "Okay, I got you."
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Because then I started to see a bunch of people on bikes. I'm like, I'm like, okay, so I'm like, okay, so you got rippers. So rippers basically just rip it out your hand and dip out.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, brother. But we hit the 3-hour mark, man. I definitely want to thank you for joining me today, man. What are your final thoughts, brother? Because I definitely appreciate this conversation. I'm probably gonna have to change the title, but it's all good, man.
Probably groom before you leave your room. Whatever you want to call it.
Groom before you leave your room.
Whatever you want to call it. But my last thoughts are just like we started off, just like Jay just said. You are not in the United States. I know you think you're in the United States. You got your U.S. ego. We all got them. But at the end of the day, in order for you to have a good time, and it's a beautiful countries that we go to. I know we just ended to talk about all different type of crimes, but at the end of the day, most of the people here in these countries are some of the nicest, friendliest, most helpful people that you ever want to meet. Most of the women are looking for good men like you. I'll say that again. They're looking for good guys. And most of the guys, I don't know what they're looking for. So I can't talk for you on behalf of you ladies. But at the end of the day, guys, don't let that American ego put you in situations that are not safe. The key to what Jay and Flyboy Way has always showed me is this: you want to get off that plane safely, and you want to get on that plane safely.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, man. Really quick. Make sure that you do subscribe to Andre Love Crossing Borders channel. Also, put my moderators, if you're still there, put Mostly Money the link for his for that channel on there too, man. I like watching that channel, and financial literacy is key, man. Right? And we don't want to put yourselves out there to be a mark. Where we talk about not being a simp, the things that we've spoken about today, you want to make sure that you understand that this is not your country, this is their country. Understanding the currency, understanding the laws, try to understand a little bit of the language, get involved with the locals, right? All of these things do take time, and I know some people don't have time to travel back and forth and things like that. But this is why consultations are important, where you do have expats, people who have boots on the ground, or people who have been to the country, i.e. myself, a bunch of times that I do have people who have boots on the ground. So you want to make sure that you do that, because the thing is that the price may save your life. And it's really good that you understand that this is important. Understanding how to utilize your resources, maintain and retain finances, right? We tell you guys this because we genuinely care about you guys. We genuinely care about our fellow man, and it's important that we all look out for each other, because if we don't look out for each other, then who's going to look out for us? It's Kings and Dreams. Stay purposeful, along with my brother, my mentor, Andre Love Crossing Borders.
We out of here. You guys have a great evening. Get you some rest.
Peace.
Peace.